third matriculation ceremony into this great citadel of learning. For us to start, please we will all rise so that we can see. Yeah. So we would like to call on the registrar of the college, Reverend Osayuki Obaseki, to please say the opening prayer. We'll start from there.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for another beautiful day. We thank you for your goodness and your mercy. We thank you for your faithfulness and for your love. Lord, we pray as these students begin their induction ceremony today, that you open their eyes, you open their ears, you give them a mind of understanding, that everything that they need to know about Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, everything they need to be students of exceptional behavior, Lord, you release unto them in the name of Jesus. We thank you for the management of the college as led by the provost, Professor Patricia Kaigwe, that Lord, you continue to increase her in wisdom and knowledge in the name of Jesus. We ask, Lord, that this day is blessed. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Thank you, sir. Please, where we are still remaining standing, let us take the national anthem and the school anthem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, without wasting any more time, we want to introduce to us our management team so that the new students will get to know them. First is our provost, Professor Patricia Okigwe, provost of the college. Please a round of applause for her. Then we have the Deputy Provost, Mrs. Mabel Omobude. Thank you very much. Then the registrar of the college is Reverend Osayuki Jackson Obaseki. The librarian is Mrs. Adebayo Imade. We have here too the head of department, nursing department. Okay. The bossa, the bossa, Mrs. Geraldine Apu. Sorry for the mix-up. Then the HOD nursing, Mr. Charles Olori Ekpe. Then we have HOD Public Health, Mr. Ali Oniruddin. have HOD GST, Mr. Jimo. So these are, and then just coming is our CSO, Mr. Akayere. He is in charge of keeping you safe. Thank you very much. I am Wilma Joseph, the college PRO. And other college functionaries are here. You get to do them as time goes on. They are your friends, they are your fathers, your mothers. Feel free to come to them whenever you have any problem. They will sort it out, whether academic or otherwise. Because the nursing profession, as I have come to know, transcend beyond hospitals. Not so. Even when you have personal problems, they help you with it, because a sound mind is a healthy body. Am I correct? Correct. If somebody is not, if you have a problem in his home, there is no medicine will give you, the malaria will not go. But if he's satisfied, he has peace at home, then he will be able to respond to treatment. Now, without wasting any further time, we would like to call on the provost of the college, Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, Professor Patricia Ukigwe, for our opening speech. Welcome, madam.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. I welcome all of you here to our institution. You are here because you made the right decision and be accepted in the school because you have the credentials to be accepted in this school. Today is the beginning of the many weeks, months, years of rigorous activities that you will face in the nursing profession. Nursing, I'll tell you, is difficult, but it is a profession. When you get to know the ins and outs of it, you will enjoy it. I will tell you, during my time, about 45 years ago or more, I was sitting in a seat like this, like you are, and I was wondering, what the hell are we doing here even? And then we started the orientation, and we started the classes, and I can tell you, some of the classes, they are so difficult. Not to some of them, all of them are difficult. Some of them you'll be wondering to yourself, why am I here? Should I go back or should I not? If you have that in your mind, you are quite in order, because I did it. There were times, there were days I can say to myself, oh my God, I think I made the mistake, the greatest mistake of my life, to apply. But moving forward, right now, there is nothing, there is no profession that you can offer me at this point that I would look to say, I wouldn't even look at it, let alone accepting to take on that role. because nursing is so fulfilling. Once you invest in it, you will have your skills are transferable, and you can do as many things as you can, so long as you have that passion, you have that skill, and you are ready to go on with the innovations that the profession calls for. However, let what you are learning don't get into your head, because compassion is the basis for us. You must be compassionate. You must have that empathy to take care of the people, the families, including your colleagues, and sometimes your faculty, your teachers that are entrusted in your care. So you must be willing to learn. You must be inquisitive. You must be ready to ask questions. You must be ready to say, oh, how come we're doing this? Challenge the status quo and say, wow, we're doing it this way. Why? Can't we do it the other way? You can do that. But but don't do it because you want to do it. You must have a solution behind your reasoning, and when you are challenging a status quo, you must have a reason to back it up. This endeavor you are here now, it's simply in partnership with yourself, the school, the faculty and staff, your colleagues, students, and your families. And you have to be sure that this is where you really want to be. Not that somebody or your family is pushing you to come to this profession, or that you have in mind that I want to come into this profession so that I'll be able to japa. If that is your idea, this place does not belong, you don't belong here. Okay? If it is just to get this license and check out, you don't belong here. You have to invest yourself, your body, mind, and soul into the profession, into your learning, in order to get what you are here for. It's going to be tough. It is tough. It is difficult. We will challenge everything that you know. All those things that you learned in secondary school, and you were an A student in secondary school, you can apply the same principles that you use, but more, because it will challenge you so much. I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm just saying this to give you a warning, because there is time for everything. And your goal here is to be the best version of yourself and to hold that power chip in your hands. If you don't hold that power chip in your hand, somebody out there will be the one directing you and to say, to determine what you will eat, what you will do, and where you can be at any time. But if you have that power chip, you are self-sufficient, and you can take care of yourself and take care of every other person around you, including your family and friends. But this does not translate that you're going to be the atlas of the world. But your main primary thing is caring. But self-care first. You must care for yourself first. So today, you will be learning a lot more about the college and the profession. This college, some of you are in here for the basic nursing program, which is our 3-year program. The others are here for a national diploma, which will also lead you to a higher national diploma, which we will call the 2+2 ND HND program. Both programs will enable you to study, and you'll be able to take the Nursing and Midwifery Council exam, and you become a licensed professional nurse. And so for you to be that licensed professional nurse, you will be able to have that license to care for people. As you've entered the school now, don't be surprised if your family and friends now see you as their health consultant. Yes, so because they'll call on you. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. What do I do for this? What do I do for that? Okay? They will call on you because they know you are getting the training to become a licensed professional nurse. When they call on you, and please, if you have no idea whatsoever what they are talking about, do not offer quack, 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 and quack advice. Yeah, you don't want to be a quack nurse. Okay? If you don't, there is nothing wrong in saying, I don't know, but I will find out the answer. You are better off, you are safer doing that than giving advice that can put somebody's life in danger. You cannot do that. So they will call on you. Like for me right now, anything that is happening with my friends and family, they'll call me, oh, what do I do? Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Even with my many years experience, I don't know. I will find out. So the same thing, just simply say you will find out. And you get back to them. Don't be like you want to tough it out, or you want to be a macho, or you want to be the person that knows it all. Please do not do that. Do not do that. So, EDOCNS have a lot to offer to you. We have from our science lab to our skills lab, demonstration lab, whereby the faculty, seasoned faculty that I chose to call my champions, they will take you through. They will teach you in the classroom. They will bring you to the skills lab. They will teach you again. They will demonstrate what they want you to do. You watch the videos as they are demonstrating that, and then they will allow you to try it on yourself. You can make every mistake you can make in that lab. You make the mistake, you learn from your mistake. By the time you go to the clinical areas, the hospitals and the clinics to meet with actual patients, you are already a professional. You are already a pro. that you don't even, kind of, because you know exactly what to do. You did it in the lab and then you were corrected and you repeated it and you did it, and then, it's a second nature to you. And that is how we want to. A note of caution though, some people will decide not to do what they are asked to do. And they're in the skills lab, my champions are busy teaching you, and you are busy on your cell phone, or you are busy yapping, or doing all kinds of things. I tell you, I will see you. If I catch you, you'll be in trouble, because you have no right to waste the time of my champions and your own time and the time of your colleagues. You are here to learn, and you will do it, and do it well. So, welcome to the college, and you have already filled out your information and did your student clearance. See? Make sure that the information you uploaded and that the paper you are presenting to us is accurate information. Because if we find any form of discrepancy between the information you filled out and what you uploaded and what you are handing to us, or if you falsified any form of anything that you have submitted to us, we will find out. And if we find out, we will dismiss you instantly. And when we dismiss you instantly, we will refund you your school fees minus that non-refundable acceptance fee. So you know it. So if you have any form, because you know what you have filled out, you know what you have submitted. If there is anyone that has any irregular documentation, please take style, report yourself to the student affairs people before even they find out, because we will find out. That one I guarantee you. And if we find out, depending on the nature of what you are, what you did, we can prosecute you. We can. Because you cannot, and the simple things that people falsify is their WAEC result. They put in an example, you can put in your application, you had like all A's and C's, because that's how you know we said you must have 5 credits to come in, and you know you didn't have 5 credits, and you just put all credits so that we can allow you to submit your forms. Remember, you were asked to get that scratch card, correct? You're getting the scratch card, we're checking that from JAMB, and we are also doing our own independent checks. If there is any discrepancy between that, you are out of here. And the reason you are going, not only that you falsify the records, we are not doing you any favor if we allow you to even stay. Because at the end of it, before you do your licensure exam, Nursing and Midwifery Council will do another round of checks, and if they find you at that point, which means every money that you have paid to go through the school is just a waste of time because Northern and Midwifery Council will not license you. It's as simple as that. So, if there is any thing that you did or would, do, please limit the liability to just 50,000 acceptance fee. Just limit it there. Don't go further because we will find out, and Northern and Midwifery Council will find out as well. So, having said this, we have a lot of things planned out for you. We have the rules and regulations of EDOCNS and everything in between. Each department, this thing will give you their own specific rules. And with this, I will declare this orientation open for the day.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Is that all we can do for our provost? Please have another round of applause. Thank you very much. She has spoken. One of the things I got from her speech is that it is okay to be anxious, but do not be afraid. Do you know there is a difference between being anxious and being afraid? There is a difference. When the object of anxiety is known, that is when you are afraid. For example, there is a dog and you are afraid of dogs. You are afraid. But by the time you look at those locked classes, look at those windows, you don't know what is happening. What am I doing here? How will I pass? Will I get away with my classmates? Those are anxieties, and it is healthy. Because a messenger that does not stammer when he's delivering his message, we add to the message. Yes. Why? If you are a good messenger, for example, they say go and see the governor, and you just enter the hall. There are so many doors, and one just comes out from your back. And so, what are you doing here? You must shiver. That means you want to deliver me. But by the time you look at me, I begin to talk. In our place, if you look at an adult in the eye, you say, this became a niche. Abi? When you are talking to an adult, you look at the ground, you show submissive. So you are welcome. Mm-hmm. But please, like she said, don't fortify anything. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you fortify, the school will throw you out, you cannot go to court. It is the college that will take you to court, if they so desire. And then you imagine the embarrassment. And the school is even magnanimous to say they will return your school fees. Very magnanimous. But it's okay, you forfeit everything. So feel free, like she said, and just open your mind. You are going to this stage, the sky is your limit. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to welcome the college registrar to deliver his address. He is no other than Reverend Osayuki Jackson of Baseki.
Thank you very much. And let me add my voice to our provost to say welcome to Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. We are indeed happy to have you here. Like you already know, your business with us has begun. From the point you were written and given a conditional offer of admission, you have begun a journey. And when we received your money, that means you have aligned to the provisions of the admission into Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. And so your journey begun. In the registry, we have admissions where you started from now. And then you have student affairs where you go to lay complaints. You let us know complaints and on credit too. There are some things happening in school, you're very happy about it. You want us to improve on it. You go there and you let them know. Those are channels of communication. Then you have exams and record. Your life in the college is encapsulated in your academic work, which is the core reason why you are here, the core purpose. You are not here for friendship. She's my friend, he is my friend. I've known her for 2 months. I've known him for 1 week. That's not why you're here. You are here to bring out the champion in you. And the faculty that we have on ground, they are here to make sure you become the best version of yourself, as Madam Provost have said. So your academic life is very important to us. That's why as you have paid your school fee, we encourage you go and do your course registration. Because if you don't do your course registration, by the time you write your exams, when your mates are saying their result, you'll be saying, I can't find my result, I've not seen my result, it's because you've not done your course registration. So you go and do your course registration. Then for those of you in the hostel, having signed up to be in a hostel, you've also signed up to align yourself to the rules and regulations that guide your activities in the hostel. One thing we don't take lightly here, several things we don't take lightly here. You come here and we hear you are fighting. You are not the first set of people we are having this orientation for. Since 2001, I've never had any case of students fighting in my hostel. A group of students fought at the clinical site about 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, and they were dismissed from the college immediately. Immediately. Such offenses go with immediate expulsion from the college. That you come out and fight. If you've been to a nursing school here before, raise up your hands. If you've ever been to a nursing school before, raise up your hands. If you have a sister that went to a nursing school or a brother that went to a nursing school, let me see your hands up. Very good, very good, very good. Did they tell you that their school look as beautiful as this one? No, give me a chorus answer. Have you been to any nursing school as beautiful as this one? Have you been to any nursing orientation or matriculation week or nursing week as glamorous as the one you're having now? That is the premium we put on all of you. And that gives you an insight into the quality of college that you have come into. So don't come here with your dirty behavior, if you have one. Being professional is part of forming. Don't let anybody tell you you are forming. We are packaging you like this because we want you to be the best of you. Don't come here and start tying wrapper in the hostel. Or you are working. Hey, come now, where you there? You don't speak pidgin here. You don't do that. Being professional is deliberate. You make an attempt. You make an attempt. Don't sit down and just open your leg. What's happening? People should see you work and say, whose are these? And they'll say, oh, these are students of Edo State College of Nursing Science. Ah, no wonder. We've been getting that feedback from the clinical sites where our students go to. So don't come and spoil it for us. So don't look at your colleague behaving well or reading or doing things at the time they're supposed to do it. Because registry is about administration, and administration is management, and management is proper planning. So you need to plan yourself very well, be deliberate. Because when you don't, you will meet me. When you don't, you will meet me. So be intentional. Follow the people you want to be like ahead of you. Everybody will call you now, oh, they just came. They just came out. Don't worry, I'll put you through. Open your eyes. If the person putting you through is failing, change boats. Change the ship. Everybody is not your friend here. Open your eyes and make wise decisions. On the day of your matriculation, you will see people collecting awards. Best female student, best overall student, best this, best that. They are cashing out 50K, 100K. Don't come here and come and do, I don't sleep on this bed. You're not here to come and sleep properly or dance properly. You are here for a purpose. And registry is set out to make sure that from the day you come in till when you go out, you have a smooth sail. Any problem you have your student affairs office. They'll be here to tell you about what we like and what we don't like. I'm just giving you a general overview. General overview. We have the times that you're supposed to be at your clinical site. We have the time that you're supposed to be here. If you don't sleep in Negbenebo, if you don't sleep in the main campus, if your hostel is not here, you have no business being here by after 6 o'clock. So after classes, by later 6 o'clock, you're out of here to your hostel, Negbenebo. You're not supposed to leave the hostel by 8 o'clock. And if you are a student coming to this school, you should be here before 8 o'clock. You have no business, it's 11 o'clock, somebody's waiting for me at the gate, I want to quickly run. The reason the nursing profession has been so degraded amongst medical sciences is because of the attitude of the practitioners. Thank God for people like our provost. Thank God for people like our deputy provost. We need more of these kind of people to raise and keep the standard. If doctors, I went to the University of Medical, the one in Ondo, the University of Medicine, Medical Sciences. Almost all the students there, if you see them, you would think they don't wear slippers, that they don't match the floor. Doctors, when you see the way they carry them, say, but you do most of the work. There is no qualification a doctor have that you cannot have. Before I came here, I never knew nurses needed to work this hard to become a professional nurse. And we're not saying it to make you scared, because the people that have done it, they have one head, one leg, two legs, two hands, everything. They're like you. Some of them never thought they would even make it, but they persevered. And today they are international. Our provost is an international nurse in pediatric nursing from the Felin Dickinson University. It's not Momoy. So you must know where you have come to sign up for. If you know you are lily-livered, you can't. You just come on time now. If you know your WAEC, the one you wrote down, is not the same as the one you have when we check it, save us the time. Save us the time. We are not looking, most of you here did not come here based on who you know. All of you here, we don't have specialists. When we are giving admission in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, we don't have specialists. You didn't need to lobby anybody to come here. And what does that mean? We are looking for the best. We are looking for the best. And because you are here, we know you are the best. So don't let us down. Don't allow social network syndrome. He is my friend, she is my friend, we are going at, some of you here, when you were in secondary school, you go to school you leave the house by 7:30. You come back by 4 o'clock, 4:30. The word did not fall. So I don't want to hear that the work is stressful here because you are here in 8 o'clock in the morning and by 3:30 you are going back to your hostel. Oh, it is stressful. I don't want to hear that. Change your mind. Sit up. And it's my prayer that God will crown your efforts with joy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That is the registrar of the college. He has given you permission to form. Abi? But form not to the extent of being disrespectful. Abi? You must draw the line. You see a lecturer coming, you say because you want to form, they'll call you back. Part of education is to be respectful. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to hear from the Deputy Provost, another seasoned nursing instructor, and she is no other than Mrs. Mabel of Mobutu. Please a round of applause for her.
Great nurses. Okay, you will not answer me that the answer care. Great nurses. Great nurses. Yes, we are. We use our hands to care for our patients. As the human being comes to life, to this world, who is the first thing they will see? Before the mother will even know the sex, before she will even see the baby at all, is the midwife or the nurse. And when the person is also dying, going to where he or she came from, who will be there also?
nurse. Thank you very much. You are all welcome to Edo College of Nursing Sciences. I congratulate all of you. Over 1,000 took the exams, but you people were the successful one. Clap for yourself. Yes. That is interesting. You are here to learn. My provost told me on Sunday that we will take the unwilling us to where? To the river to drink water it's by force. So you are here and we are ready. The GSC lecturers, the nurses lecturers, we are ready to teach you. Like what Registrar just said, our classes start as early as 8 a.m. and you will leave here by 4 p.m. You only have 1 hour break in between. That is 1 hour break from that 8 to 4. Then now that you are here, you want to learn. And we are ready to teach you. Is that taking? We will teach you of nursing. The values, the ethics of what? Of nursing. Because I can see some of you, the way you are dressing on uniform with your chain, long earrings, carrying like this, my type of hair. But when you are on your uniform, you don't do that. We will teach you all this. One of the student midwives saw me just and she was hiding herself. I said, this is your wig, you are free, hide. Because it's your wig, because of the type of hair she was putting on. Let me tell you, nursing is a noble profession, a respectful one for that matter. And that is what we want to teach you. The ethics of nursing, we write that ethics in you and the morals. So that when you go out there, you're able to behave. I was in the induction of the nursing students in the Unibe last week. And the day told them, the majority of you, I know that you want to japa. But if you japa, don't disgrace us over there. Because that is just what made most of you to come into nursing. After nursing, I'm going to leave, I want to do that. If you want to japa, it's left for you. But my provost said, you must know why you are here. Maybe some of you, they say, I don't want to do nothing. Just go there. You want to go there and do what you like. Learn the practical aspect and the theoretical aspect. So that anywhere you go to, either you want to leave the country, you want to leave those states, anywhere you want to go to, you're able to showcase yourself and tell them that this is what they taught me in Edo College of Nursing Sciences. And very soon, we'll be sending you to the wards also. So the clinical areas, our chief nursing officers, the nursing officers, the senior nursing officers, they are there waiting for you also to teach you, to inculcate that thing. They also learn doing that training. They want to teach you to make sure that you also know what you are doing, so that you now go outside and disgrace them or to disgrace the school. And concerning academics, because me, I'm in charge of academics, I'm the head of academics. This school is known for we are zero tolerance for exam malpractice. I always tell them, unlike what you do in your schools, in secondary school, you are known for carrying chocolate, anything. Immediately we are caught. We don't set panel for you. You have already graduated yourself. You have graduated yourself. We don't say, okay, come and do this. Come. Immediately, just go to the hostel, pack your load, and go. And we had that in the first, let me say, early last year. Since middle last year and throughout this, I have not seen any students. We have never seen any students. As big as this all is, that is where we have our exams. We separate you. You don't even have time to discuss with others. Then we have our CBT center where you do the OBJ stuff. We don't have time to even ask anybody question to talk of what, carry what, shukuli. It's not done in this school. We have zero tolerance to exam malpractice. We will teach you, and we can only set what we taught you. Like what we said earlier on, when you have said earlier on Thursday during the matriculation, we are going to be giving out what awards to best what student that we have. And I pray also that by next year, some of you will also be part of the group we also give awards to. Out of 9 courses, we have people that have 5 A's, 4 A's in the 9 courses that they just did. 4 A's, are you seeing that? But on Thursday, we'll be giving them awards. The now that you are here, be focused. Register, say focus on your words. Focus. Be focused. Know why you are what? here. Don't make bad friends. Always tell people, look for someone if you know you don't know it. And there's someone that's always asking questions and you see that this person is at least has something upstairs. Attach yourself to that person. Attach, you don't need to be ashamed. Attach yourself to that person. Or meet any of the lecturers after the lecture. Please, sir, please, ma, explain to me. I want to know it better. Then lastly, attendance. This is not like other university where you go, anytime you like, you come to class. Anytime you like, you just come and sit for exam. It's not done in school of nursing. You are signed for 3 years, you are signed for 4 years or 5 years, and that is when you will graduate. Like what we said, it depends on what's on you. We don't go on strike. Even during the election break, about 2 weeks, when no schools were at home, we were doing what? Online lectures. We don't go on strike. That 3 years, you will graduate by the grace of that 3 years. If you don't have any works, refer. We don't have carryover, like what other school will say, okay, the next semester, I will now come and sit for that exam that I failed. No. If you fail any particular course, there will be remediation class. My provost started it for us. We call it remediation class. So what is remediation? It's revision what? Classes. We'll be happy for you for a week, then you will sit for the exam again. That is 2 weeks after your exam. Then if you fail any of that, any course, either 1 or 2, that individual will drop for the next 6 months. That means if your set is finishing 3 years, you will now have 3.5 years to what? To graduate. That is nursing for you. It's not like other universities that carry over. When you are in 200 level, you are writing 100 level courses. It's not done. You must pass it before you move forward further. I'm not scaring you like what you said now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, please. It's stressful, but it's doable. We have people that graduate, that be graduating from it. Like myself, I was once like you. That's why I can also come here to work to teach you. You can do it. Just say, God helping me, I'm able to do it. Is that taking? Once again, congratulations for being here, for being among our students, the cohort we have. We now have the 5th cohort and the 1st ND what? Students. That is interesting. 5th cohort nursing. We have 3 cohort midwifery already. Now we are now having the 1st ND students. You are once welcome again. Feel free, enjoy your stay in Edo College of Nursing Sciences. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. So, again, they say don't be afraid. Also, the difficulty of a task cannot prevent a man or a woman from undertaking it. People have passed through it, we will pass through it also. All spirit of Shukuli, I banned. No, answer. You see that thing? You know what it is? It's everywhere. They will catch you. So don't even try it. You don't know it. It is better to repeat than to pass with Shukuli. Right? You want to give somebody injection in the head. This is nonsense. Not barrel and paper. You don't pass it. You don't know it. You don't know it. Abi? Give me injection to give somebody now. Like stabbing knife. No. So let us be at our best as we canvassed. We would like to do a little adjustment to the program. The Edo HIS are here with the permission of the provost. They want to give us enlightenment. Edo HIS means Edo Hospital Insurance Scheme. How can you benefit? What do you need to do? The instructors are here. She will introduce herself and then give us the enlightenment. Thank you, madam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Provost Ma. Good morning, Deputy Provost, Registrar, protocols observed. Thank you for having us once again. We are from Edo State Health Insurance Commission. We are here to sensitize you on what and who we are, what we do, and how we'll go about what we're doing in Edo State School of Nursing Sciences. I have a few slides here. I will make it as brief as I can. I want you to know brief things about Edo State Health Insurance Commission and the benefits of being enrollees in the scheme. Thank you, sir. Okay. Next slide. Okay, my outline says our health plans, our benefits, enrollment processes, and a few of our success stories. I'm sure you'd like to hear about that. Next slide. In Edo Health Insurance Commission, we commenced at 2019, where our commission was brought into by our state governor, in person of Governor Godwin Nowegase Obaseki. He instituted this, and this is what he has been, pursuing, trying to make this work. And so far, since 2019, we have done exceedingly well. In 2019, it was established, and our DG was appointed. And then in 2020, our study tours commenced. In 2021, we started doing accreditation of health service providers in the scheme, and then we commenced enrollment of beneficiaries, enrollment of persons in the formal sector, and also in the informal sector commenced. And then we commenced training for our health service providers who are going to be, giving out these services to our enrollees. Then, of course, we commenced payment of capitation, and access to care commenced too. Then in 2020, we scaled up to Edo North and Central. So as to speak, we have our headquarters based in Edo South. We have operational offices in Edo North, and we also have operational offices in Edo Central. And you see the 18 local governments have been captured, and enrollees in all these areas are enjoying the scheme. And then we also do what we call the non-paying plans. In fact, we have both the paying and the non-paying plans. The non-paying plans are majorly for vulnerables in our society. And the state government has thought it wise that not everybody can have the money to pay for health care or even to buy premiums in the Edo Health Insurance Scheme. So the government is paying for these persons who we are calling the vulnerables, so that everybody will be inclusive and we all have access to care. So in 2023, we expanded our coverage too. We have pharmacies on board, we have diagnostics on board, and then we continue our review of our tariffs, such that with the current situation of the country, our health service providers will be able to give quality care for our enrollees. I'll talk about our strategic pillars, who we are, our mission, our vision. It's good for us to have an idea of what we are. Our vision is to achieve universal health coverage. Universal health coverage is very key, and in Edo State, it helps to provide financial access to healthcare. Our strategic objective is to strengthen the foundation of healthcare systems in Edo State without out-of-pocket expenditure. Spending money from your pocket all the time, bringing out money from your pocket to spend on healthcare service. Our commission is trying to reduce that, such that the gap between the rich and the poor will be closed. Our vision again is to develop and sustain better access to healthcare services for state residents through the community-based contribution program. We'll talk about this, where you bring your premium, I bring mine, and together we can give healthcare to everybody in our community. Our core values: provision of accessible, affordable, and quality health services is the foundation of our commission. And we are inclusive, we have transparency, and we are community-driven. We'll talk briefly about our health plans. We have 5 major health plans, but these 5 major health plans are brought under the paying and non-paying plans. The state equity plan is basically non-paying plans, where we have vulnerables in our society, like I said before, registered into the scheme. And then we have the student health plan, which is for students in tertiary institutions like this, Edo State School of Nursing, why we are here today, sensitizing you about this. We have a student health plan here for you. We have formal sector health plan for formal civil servants in Edo State, and then informal health plan for persons who are not working directly under government. Then we also have the private health plan for persons who want something different, something bigger, longer benefits and lesser limits. So we have our plans for 2024, and Edo Hills plans to cover over 1 million residents under these 5 health plans. Our service providers are ready. We provide primary, secondary level services, laboratories and diagnostic services, and of course, pharmaceutical and ambulatory services. So far, we have over 124 public healthcare facilities under Edo Hills. We have 49 private facilities, 3 pharmacies, 2 tertiary facilities, and 2 diagnostic facilities under the scheme. More are coming on board, and we don't just accredit facilities, we go through rigorous process inspection, and so before the end of this year, we know those numbers will increase. Across the 18 local governments, we have facilities across the 18 local governments, Edo South, Central, Edo North. So you can be here today, you are an enrollee, and you can enjoy Edo Hills benefits even while you are not in the metropolis. So we have in Edo, Probaha, all our 18 local governments, and these are the number of facilities registered across the 18 local governments. How do we register Edo Health Insurance Scheme? We'll come to our accredited enrollment center. Our commission is open. Whoever is interested should come, and we'll do our enrollment there. But for student health plan, we usually come to the schools to do an on-site registration of all students to be captured under the health insurance scheme. We have to fill an enrollment form, they select the health plan, they pay the premium, and then you are issued an health insurance card where you have your corporate identification number, which is your CIN number, such that you also have your identity number there, your FOP number, such that whenever you go to the facility, you go with that card, and then you have and enjoy access to healthcare. So far, under the equity plan, we've registered over 6,000 enrollees. Under the formal sector plan, we've registered over 55,000 enrollees. In the informal plan, we have registered over 5,247 enrollees. The student plan, we have more than 40,000 enrollees in the student health plan. And then in the enhanced private plan, we have over 72. So there's more for us to enroll, and that's why we are here for you, such that you can have access to healthcare without bringing money out of your pocket all the time. So these are our benefit package. It's very inclusive, primary, secondary, and other ancillary services. In the primary services, we have health promotion, preventive medicine, counseling, GP, outpatient admissions, a whole lot, maternal and neonatal services. We have reproductive health services, minor operations, procedures. We have eye care, dental care, emergency care, and all primary services inclusive. For the secondary care, this is for specialist care, patients that need specialist care. We have pediatric, internal medicine, O&G, surgeries, orthopedics, emergency care, mental health care, eye care, like secondary dental care and eye care, ENT. These are major parts of our secondary services. Then we also have ancillary services, laboratory diagnostics, like I said, physiotherapy, pharmaceutical care, and ambulatory services. We have a lot of success stories. I try to just summarize this so you can know that a lot of people are enjoying this benefit, and the government doesn't want you to be left out. So that's why we are here, to inform you about it. We'll come for an on-site, a proper enrollment like our provost was talking about, and then we'll capture everyone into the scheme. And then we'll assign you to a particular healthcare facility where you can enjoy access to healthcare. I'm sure a lot of persons in the school are already enjoying, and they should also have their own success stories. So people have told us a lot, so I just summarize them. Easy enrollment into the scheme is one of our major. You can even open our website. We have our website in the flyers that we sent around. We have our website there, and then you can access our enrollment forms and just enroll from the internet. And then a lot of people have really talked about the reduced out-of-pocket expenditure since the insurance, health insurance commenced. People no longer go to the hospital, pack money in their pocket because they know that with their card they are covered. Accessible healthcare across the central districts. Like I said, you can access healthcare here, and then even if you find yourself in Otuo, you can also enjoy same benefits. Quality healthcare, we pride ourselves with that. Our team are so passionate about that to ensure that whatever facility we are giving you, we have stood the test of time. We've gone there, we've assessed properly, and then we have accredited them, and they are good to give you quality healthcare. Also, we have telemedicine. You can call us and inform us that, oh, you need this, and then our facilities are there to provide that for you. And then the excellent follow-up mechanism of our enrollees. A lot of persons have applauded us in that. You are not left out after enrollment. After enrollment, we do follow-up. If you visit a facility, we get feedbacks. We call you also sometimes. How was this facility treating you? Did you enjoy your benefits? What are your complaints? Or some persons said, I needed this and they gave me that. We try to resolve it. Some people say, oh wow, facility was good to me and I feel better right now. Or I never paid for this. I worked in the facility. I gave birth and I didn't pay a kobo. So a lot of success stories have been gathered, and we thank our state governor for this great initiative. So by this call, staff students are encouraged to enroll into the health insurance scheme, take charge of their health care for a healthy community. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Please enjoy that talk. Well, please, because you soon be leaving, we would like to see if anyone has a question or two. If you have a question to ask, you can just signify by raising your hand, so that you answer those questions before she leaves. Any question? All right. You tell us your name and the question.
My name is Ogenochuko Ese. The question I want to ask is, this initiative, is it covered for non-Edo students? Like, I'm not from Edo State. Can I partake in this program?
You are in Edo State. You are still in Edo State. All right. I commend myself.
Thank you very much for that beautiful questions. As long as you live in Edo State, whether you are from the east, you are from the west, as long as you are a resident of Edo State, you can partake from this initiative. Thank you.
Just two more questions if there are. All right.
Good morning. I'm Anito Success. I want to ask, what if someone has an ailment that maybe requires a surgical response that do cost a lot of money? Would they stay at the person who just that provision?
I like your deep voice. Patients that come to you will get well on time.
Thank you very much also. A lot of surgeries are covered in the scheme. We have had success stories concerning enrollees going into the facility, doing herniorrhaphy without paying a kobo. Going into the facility, doing appendectomy without paying a kobo. So as long as you are an enrollee, we'll give you the benefits package. You go through it, you see what you are covered for. So even if the facility is telling you, we no go give you this one, no. Check your benefit package. The drugs are there, the services are there, the procedures are there, so you are entitled to have it. Thank you.
One more question, if there's any. All right. Thank you, madam. I think you've done justice to that. All right.
Let me ask you though, do you have, when you say those surgeries that I will assume that you prorate the fees for those of them that are not covered fully. You can do that. Okay. Now, For us here, we use hills, and I've asked for us to get other hospitals to put our students in. So I will charge you to go, when you go back, look for other places, because that place is now becoming too congested. Yes. So spread them out. Let us know which ones. We'll go and visit the place and say, and give you a nod to put our students there. You know, these people are special to us. Yes, so they are special to us.
Thank you so much, our Provost Ma. I feel like becoming a nurse right now. So, yes, ma'am. So you see, our commission have been so proactive in this measure. We ensure that our facilities are not so far apart. We have facilities in this area, even close to the hills. And we'll be thinking lately on seeing how we can decongest the hill, because we had some complaints. I would say probably the facility and their staff have been overwhelmed. Let's push some of them to facilities this way. We have a refill, we have radiance on our scheme. So when we get there, you can go with us and then we'll do a formal introduction to this facility so that we can spread and decongest the hills, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Let us know when you are going, because like what we did with the hills, when it was time for us, we all went. Myself, the deputy provost, the bursar, the registrar, the entire management team, we went there. We want the best and nothing but the best.
Thank you, ma. Very well, ma. Noted, ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much, madam. We appreciate it. Now, before we go to the next discussion, I would like to ask this question. I like learning. I'm not a medical professional, I'm a communicator. The professional, what is he called? What is he or she called? Is he a nurse or a nurse? You watch that Clinic Matters. Nurse Abigail. They say nurse, it's a nurse. So what are we agreeing now? Nurse or nurse? I get it now. Nurse is correct English. Nurse is pidgin and vernacular. Because when somebody is in the hospital, don't time to construct your toys. No! Abi, you can't tell the person, you didn't say it correctly, you back your ear. So anyone they say, reply. Thank you. And also, we are mostly, our speech has interference from our mother language. Not so. They will speak English. When our brothers from the north speak, you know that this person is from there. So, all right. The next topic is nursing education and practice. By the HOD Department of Nursing, Mr. Charles Olori Ekwe. A round of applause for him.
Madam Provost, I want to respectfully observe our existing protocol. You are all welcome here, especially the new students. What I want to talk about now, I'm told I have just 20 minutes. But I know that nursing education and nursing practice cannot take us less than 1 week to discuss. But I will try my best to compress it within these 20 minutes. As newly admitted students, you are greenhorns, you are very green. You are here to undergo very rigorous training, like you have been told before by the last speakers. You are here as input. You are here as you are going through the training. That is what is called throughput. Whatever we shall be discussing while in school here, your training program will involve throughput. And by the time you are leaving with your certificates, that becomes output. You will now be able to distinguish between today and in the next 3 years and 4 years where you belong. For the basic students, we'll be talking about it as we go ahead. I'm aware that if you pass all your exams, you are going to graduate in November 2026, by God's grace. For the ND program, all things being equal, you'll be graduating in November 2027. We'll explain that to you. Now, I want to look at nursery education first before I look at nursery practice. Nursery education is as old as during the Florence Nightingale era. Have you heard of Florence Nightingale before? Yes. Florence Nightingale is the mother of modern nursing. Before Florence Nightingale era, there was no nursery education. Everything was under tutelage and apprenticeship. Nursing was not as sophisticated as it is now. Nursing was very rudimentary and very simple. And of course, in those days, we are also told that when a member of the family is sick, the member that is less, let me use the word light, that people don't like in the family, you take the sick person to the farm, and the member of that family that is not liked by members of the family is asked to go and start taking care of the sick one in the farm. If the patient dies, in some traditions or in some communities, I'm looking at global something and not Nigeria, that person that took care of that sick patient is buried with the patient. It happened in Indonesia and in Malaysia. But I don't know if it happened in Nigeria. The only thing we heard of in Nigeria is that there was the killing of twins, isn't it? That's all. We never heard of cases of where you bury the dead with a caregiver. So what I'm trying to establish is that the nursing profession was not for the nobles before, until Florence Nightingale came into nursing. Because Florence Nightingale from a noble family came into nursing and of course took nursing to the next level. People began to say, oh, so people of substance can become nurses. Oh, that is good. Of course, she enrolled or recruited young girls that she was using to take care of soldiers who were wounded during the Crimean War. And of course, after the war, she established the School of Nursing in St. Thomas's Hospital in London. So that's, I don't want to go into historical perspective so that we will not waste our time here. I'm only trying to at least recognize Florence Nightingale as the pioneer of nursery education worldwide. Now, in our own case here in Nigeria, let's focus ourselves and limit ourselves to Nigeria. We used to have what is called the pathways to nursery education. And we had two pathways. One, the hospital-based and the university-based. But I want to let you know that today, as we are here, we have three pathways. We have the basic programs for the ROS, we have the HND program, and we have the university program. These are the three pathways that we are operating right now. But the Nursery and Midwifery Council, the regulatory body for nursery education and practice, has said or mandated that the first pathway, which is the ROM pathway, will be scrapped at the end of this year. So in this school, as we are here, we have two pathways for now. We have the ROM, that is the basic program, and we have the ND-HND program. I want to let you know that this is the last basic program we are going to be having in this college. After this program, after the basic program from this class, we will cease to have the ROM program or the basic ROM program. It's going to be ND-HND. I will explain it further so that you will understand, because we are new. Now, the basic program is for 3 years period duration, after which you will write your final qualifying exams. When you pass, you are awarded RON, registered nurse. That is the prerogative of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. It is not our own prerogative. Ours is just to train you and leave you to face the Nursing Council. It will depend on how serious you were during the period of your training before you face the final qualifying exams. So the 100 of you who are under basic, like I said before, you'll be writing your qualifying exam in November 2026. And that exam is a qualifying exam, is the professional exam. That is where you will license, and with your license at that point, you can jackpot if you want. But if you decide not to go and you want to move further, you can do well by enrolling for a bachelor's degree in any of the universities where nursing is being offered. Then for the ND program, it's a period, for the basic program, it's a 6-semester program. 6 semesters, 2 semesters per year. For the ND, it's 8 semesters. That is the ND 4 semesters, the HND 4 semesters. Along the line of HND program, you are going to write the final qualifying exam at HND 1. That is to say, in your 3rd year in this school. So after your RON, after the exam, if you pass, it is only when you pass that you will now move forward to write your HND exam. If you don't pass your RON, you are not awarded HND. The reason is that you cannot be awarded HND without RON because you will not be allowed to practice. So it is better for you to have that RON first before you do your HND. Let me quickly differentiate between HND and RON. RON certificate has an entry point and an exit point, quite different from that of ND-HND. In fact, these differences will be better by the time I discuss the BNSC program. So, for those of you who are in basic program, do not see yourself as inferior to any other person here, because you have, the ways are open. There is no closure. After your 3 years, the sky is your beginning. You can move to any level, so you have no problem. It will only depend on your ambition or where you try to end your career. Then, let me move to the BNSC program. The BNSC program is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree program. This program is for a 5-year period. And of course, for the HND, before I go to BNSC, you cannot be admitted to do your ND-HND without your JAMB. I'm sure you all have your JAMB results, those of you who are for ND-HND program. The reason is that for ND-HND program, you are going to, 1, do your internship after your HND. And after the internship, 1-year internship, you will also do your National Youth Service program. So if you do not have your JAMB results, it therefore means that you have excluded yourself from the National Youth Service Corps and even the internship program. So that is why the school is very, very careful in selecting you. So everybody here under ND-HND program, I want to assume that you all have your JAMB result. You did JAMB, isn't it? You wrote your JAMB in March this year, and you are here. So now, like I was saying about BNSC, for BNSC program is a 5-year degree program. 5 years. ND-HND, 4 years. The 5-year degree program attracts 10 semesters. 10 semesters. At 100 level, even though you are admitted for nursing, you have no business with nursing at 100 level. You are in the sciences, maths, physics, chemistry. That's what we are doing. It is only after the 100 level, if you are able to fulfill all requirements, that you now move to nursing department at 200 level. So in other words, you spend four sessions, 4 years in nursing department in the university, but you are admitted for 5 years. Are you following? So because I'm saying this because of the dichotomy or the difference between HND and BNSC. Now the bachelor's or BNSC students will graduate after 5 years. But take note, they will not graduate until they write their RON result at 400 level, RON exams at 400 level. If they don't pass the RON exam, they are not allowed to write the degree exam. They remain there. The reason is that you cannot have a bachelor's of nursing science degree without first of all having a RON. If you don't have the RON, then of course you cannot be a licensed nurse. And so it means you have come to waste your time while in the university. So that 400 level, while you are writing your own RON exam at 300 level for NDHND, that of BNSC is writing his own RON at what? 400 level. The reason is that in their first year, they were not in nursing department. They were actually outside. They started nursing at 200 level. So it's the same thing. Now, the BNSC graduates. And of course, he also goes for internship program for 1 year. And thereafter, that person goes for 1 year NYSC. I told you that for NDHND, the entry point is grade level, Cohort 7, and the exit is Cohort 13. The reason is that we are looking at the two certificates now. We are looking at HND, BNSC. For the BNSC, the entry point is Cohort 9, which is grade level 10. While the exit point is Cohort 16, which is grade level 17. So you can see the difference. But the good story is that don't think that because you are for NDHND program, you are an underdog. No. You will still meet up with the BNSC person, and I will tell you how you meet up with the BNSC person. By the time you finish your youth service, you have the opportunity to take a leap and equal that of BNSC by doing the postgraduate diploma program for 12 months. After obtaining that postgraduate diploma for 12 months, you are automatically at par with the BNSC person. At that point too, when you had not obtained your postgraduate diploma in nursing, you cannot go for master's or PhD program. It is only after you have done your postgraduate diploma that you can now go for your master's and PhD. But for the BNSC, he does not need the postgraduate diploma to move forward or to move further. I hope this is clear. So that you understand where you are and begin to plan towards your progress. Like I said, both the basic, both the ND and HND, and of course the BNSC programs will equal out at the end of it all, depending on the person, depending on you. Where do you want to belong? Some of us started from the basic program. In fact, all of us, because these programs were not in existence. It was just the basic program, and after that we go to the university. There was no NDHND. So today, we are here, and we need to let you know that you are in the right place. And I want to tell you that nursing is one of the most internationally recognized professions globally. Because a nurse in Nigeria is a nurse elsewhere. You don't need so much to become a nurse in America if you decide to leave for America, or in the UK, or even in the Arab world, in Saudi Arabia or wherever. All you need to do is you key into their licensure programs. If you're able to pass, of course, you will not fail because it's the same nursing, it's the same curricula. everything we are doing, except for little variations. You know, in the advanced world, like in America, they are more advanced than we are here. So they may have variation, but the good thing about our Nigeria trained nurses is that they tend to adapt so easily. They get to any program, they get used to it, and before you know it, they are able. They now, in fact, they will now be the ones that are teaching the people they met. So you can imagine that if our own provost here left the shores of Nigeria, she read her nursing here, she did her basic programs here, and today she's a recognized and reputable professor of nursing in America. You can imagine that. So Nigerians are doing well. They can easily adapt because they have this kind of intellectual capacity, and they are very resilient. You can push Nigeria to any level. He will continue to go until he gets to the wall. He is ready for anything. He is ready to inconvenience himself or herself. And they are making waves out there. You know, we are told that in America, I want to use that the best nurses, the best doctors are Nigerians. They are Nigerians, and most of them trained in Nigeria here before they left for America. So, my young students, I want to let you know that there is great space for everybody. The space is not contracted, it's highly expanded. So we can always move. We can fit into anywhere. Now, I will say these 3 pathways. I also want to let you know that we have other post-basic programs, specialist programs. The Nursing Midwifery Council is now saying that some of these specialist programs will be taken to master's level. We have midwifery here, but our midwifery has elapsed. We are no longer going to admit basic midwifery students. Rather, anybody who is coming here to do midwifery is coming here as a post-basic student, probably wanting to obtain RON so that person can partake in labor and delivery of patients. So for nursing education, we are moving, I want to say that we are moving along the same pathway with other healthcare providers. We were left behind before, we were really behind, but today we are catching up. We are catching up, and I know we will catch up in Jesus' name. You are not in the wrong profession. You have chosen right. But I want to quickly say that if you are here because your parents had a family meeting and decided that, this nursing, we no go allow, make Angela go do nursing now. You know, say in May they go abroad every time. You know, say that man picking, don't go abroad, so make yourself go. I want to say that if you are being pushed, it's not your passion. You don't like it. Because I have seen students who told me in my office that, look, I don't like this nursing. It's my parents that are pushing me. If you have that kind of mentality, you may likely not do well. Because you don't have passion, you don't have the interest. People are forcing you because they want you to become a nurse so that you can fly out and begin to repatriate dollars or pounds or euro or whatever. If you are in that category, I want to advise you, it's not too late. Just carry your bag and baggages. Go to registrar's office. Tell the registrar that I'm not going to do this course, so that we can quickly replace you. There are people out there who are waiting. We have waiting lists. Don't come and how do I put it now? And block the ways of people who are really interested. Please. This advice is very apt, and I think it's okay. I tell you. So if you are not interested, people are pushing you, then you just go quietly, and they will replace you with those on the waiting list. So that is for education. We will be telling you more about nursing education as you move ahead. Let me quickly talk about nursing practice. For nursing practice, this is very, very complex. More complex than nursing education. Some of us probably found ourselves here in education because we didn't want to be involved in all the litigations that nurses face while practicing. Somebody called me, he's in the UK as a nurse. He called me and said, "Excuse me, sir, I want to leave nursing." I said, "Why?" He said, "Too many litigations. Errors, medication errors. If you commit any slight mistake, you are litigated." So nursing practice is very, very intricate, very, very delicate, and you have to be very meticulous to be able to practice nursing. You can't be careless. You can't be careless with your mouth. You can't be careless with your body. You know what I mean, be careless with your mouth? You talk anyhow. Talking anyhow. I want to let you know that a dying patient, when a patient is dying, the last sense organ that dies is the ear, is the hearing. Is the hearing sense organ. Somebody that is about to die will still be hearing what you are saying. Can you imagine that? I bet maybe this one died, not to give us a wahala for this world. Make it die, sir. That you are saying, the person is hearing, but he may not be able to respond. But his God is responding for him. So let's be very careful with what we say and with what we do. So nursing job is very, very, very complex, and we must be very careful. That is why, for you to become a nurse, for you to practice nursing, you must be very, very compassionate. You must be very, very observant. You must be able to observe. You must be aware of your environment. Some people are not aware of their environment. They get to a place, they don't even know what is going on. So nursing practice of those days is different from what we are seeing today. Everything has gone computer, digitalized. So you must be computer literate to be able to practice nursing. If you are not, you better step up. Good enough, in our college here, everything is digitalized. Everything. Your exams and everything, like you were told before. The deputy provost worked so much on exam and practice. With time, maybe during your time, we will no longer have the reason to go to the hall to invigilate you. We'll just check you into the hall, then we leave our various offices and begin to do our work. Why? Because we have electronic invigilation. Can you see? This CCTV is watching you. After the exam, we'll come to the hall, collect your scripts, then we'll now go back and view your activities during the exam. And of course, when we view, some of you were discussing amongst yourselves, we will take note. Those of you who came into the hall with phones will take note. And then we invite you, and then you are served letter of expulsion. You go. Because everything is becoming digitalized. So nursing practice, like I said before, it was very rudimentary, but right now, very, very sophisticated. Very, very sophisticated. If you are not a good nurse, you will not be able to practice nursing. You will go to the clinical area to blunder. But what I want to advise you on a final note is that during your training here, we will be sending you to the clinical areas to learn the art of nursing. Where you are in the school, you are learning the science of nursing. Are you following? That is theory. Now, when we are sent to the world, you are going to learn the art of nursing, how to carry out nursing. So, if you are the type that is very lazy, very lackadaisical, you don't care. Oh, because your instructors are not there with you, you can do whatever you like. Oh, you wake up one morning, you are supposed to be in your clinical area, you are sleeping even at 10 o'clock. You say, no, I'm very tired today, I'm weak. You are not only putting yourself into disrepute, you are also doing yourself a very big disfavor. The more you learn, the more you know, isn't it? So I want to urge you, when you are sent to the clinical area for your clinical experience, please face it, because that is your life. If you don't learn how to become a good nurse while in school, you will never be a good nurse. You will be a lazy nurse. You will neglect your work, and you will have a lot of problems, because Nigerians are becoming sophisticated. They know their rights. So it's in those days that you can just do something, commit one infraction, and the patient dies and it's covered up. You can't do that now. You will be litigated. And I don't want a situation whereby a nurse who is trained from this school is sent to jail. That will affect the school. You know you can go to jail. You don't know. Take note that if you are not careful, if you are not a good nurse, practicing nurse, you can go to jail. As a student, I have the opportunity of intervening in a case. A student gave a patient IV drug that was supposed to be given through IV infusion. You know, there is a difference between giving a drug directly into the vein, that is bolus now, different from putting the drug inside an IV infusion. But this student gave the drug by bolus, and the patient died. So as you are giving it, going to the heart, it's being distributed. But through IV infusion, it's slower, isn't it? So the patient died, and the panel was set up, and I was a member of the panel. They were to crucify the student that did it. They were not emphasizing on the nurse, the person in charge. And I said, what are you saying? This boy is a student, he's under this nurse. So because the nurse has refused to supervise the student properly, that is why this problem occurred. This student does not have any problem as far as I'm concerned. It is the nurse who was supposed to be in charge and supervise this student that is the problem. So what I'm trying to say is that tomorrow you become qualified nurses and you are in charge of a particular unit, and there are students under you. Because there are students under you, you just fly. You leave the work for the students. Any problem that the students incur on your behalf, you will take responsibility. So the same thing is applicable to senior students. You are a third-year student. You have first-year students under you, and they have committed an infraction inside the ward. The third-year student nurse will bear the cost. So there is hierarchy. So we have to be very careful in our practice. Nursing is very sweet. Nursing is very, very fulfilling. Nursing, to me, if you ask me, nursing is lucrative. Very, very lucrative. I want to tell you that there are nurses in Nigeria here, as I speak, who earn more than 2 million naira a month. Go to Chevron, go to other companies, ask them. 1 month with the RON. So you are in a very good profession where you can be useful to yourself financially, useful to your family, health-wise, and of course, help your community, your everyday community. And at the end of the day, you will be in forefront among those in your community. You will be the one people will be calling on. Oh, that nurse. Oh, this nurse. This one. That is what we see every day. So you are in a very good profession. You are welcome here. We will continue to interact with you. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very insightful. Like has been established, it is not to make anybody fear. If others are doing it, you will do it. The instructor said, nurse trained here will survive anywhere. Is that not? Somebody that survived Buhari era and this substitute gun era will survive anywhere. You will survive anywhere. You will not be detained. You will be the one. Thank you very much. So all these are done to make you familiar with what goes on here, so that you will not be anxious. All right. So now I want to listen to the college bursar, the custodian of the CBN of the college. The role of the bursary department in EDOCNS by the boss and Mrs. Abu Geraldine. Yes, I said CBN. You know, we are not digital. We don't hold cash. Everything is what? Digitalized, cashless. Madam, we are glad to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my provost, esteemed members of management, faculty, administrative staff, students of the college, and our new intake. You are all welcome to Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. And this morning, I'm just going to take you through, very briefly, not to bore you at all, the role of bursary department in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. The bursary department of Edo State College of Nursing Sciences is a financial management hub of the college. They're like they say in the local parlance, if you don't get money, hide your face. So when we talk of money as the lifeblood of any organization, we are being privileged to be the one and expected of us to be accountable. So we keep proper, detailed records of the financial activity of the college. So the department performs the financial and accounting function of the college. The department is headed by myself and several other very seasoned accountants who are working tirelessly to ensure that when it comes to your financial records, there is a complete hitch-free. The department also is charged with the responsibility of maintaining financial records, rendering financial services, managing financial resources through the efficient application of accounting procedures, principles, and standards in line with international best practice. There are several departments and units in the bursary of the college, but I will not want to bore you with that. Just particularly talk about that which affects you as a student. So one of the units we have is the student accounts. Here we take into account all the payments that you make as school fees. You are our first asset. As a matter of fact, you are students, you are the reason why we are here. And an asset is something of value, a person of value. And that's who you are. You are our first asset, and every other thing you see around here, they are our assets. These buildings, the fans, the skills lab, the science lab, the resource-based lab, that's the library, your classrooms, the hostels, every asset in this college is prized, and we hold it in high esteem, and we value it, and we take very good care of it. And so when you pay your fees, we record it. And I want to just break it down a little. I want you to pay particular attention to this, because it's important at the end of the day. By the time you are graduating, we will come back and look at your records, your financial records. And if they are okay, your academic records will be looked at, your character traits will be looked at, your financial record as well is going to be examined. If you have met all the requirements, then you can collect your certificate. If for any reason you are owing, your certificates will not be released. So I want you to pay very close attention to the things I want to tell you now concerning the fees you are paying and how you should keep record of it. Number one, when you are making your fees to the school, it should be in your name, the student. Please, it should not be in the name of your parents, your guardian, or anybody who is making that payment for you. Because you are going to have challenges in your records. So to avoid that, be very particular. It is going to be in your name. And when you are writing your name, your surname comes first. Your surname comes first. And then you have to identify your identity number or matriculation number. You must capture it there. If you are paying through the teller, please capture it there. You must have finished paying your school fees now as new students, but subsequently, you might not be called upon again to give an address like this, so take it into record. Now, the cohort you belong to and your department, you need to capture it as you are paying in your details, because this will help locate you and your payments. And then the amount you are paying, it is very important because different fees are being charged for different purposes and for different instrumental payments where applicable. So the amount you are paying in words and in figure, you must capture it correctly. Then I want to also quickly say here that although we have instrumental payment plans, I want to encourage you as much as possible, full payment is best option. But the instrumental payment plan is available, it attracts a little cost. And sometimes when there are situations where there are increase in fees, it might catch up with you. Reason being that you have not paid in full and you are holding on to our money while you are getting our services. So for proper accountability, transparency, and record keeping, we advise that you indicate the amount you are paying, and also advise that if you're able to pay in full, you have full benefit, and it's best. Now, the budget department also makes confirmation of your fee payment. There are methods of relating back that you have paid your fees. Like we have heard in the different speakers this morning, your lecture time is, you don't compromise it. From 8 to 4, you are in class. As one lecturer is leaving, another one is taking place, is coming in. During your break time, you can use that time, come to the bursary, we are open 8 to 4, and show evidence of your payments. So we will update your record. And then this is financial advice I want to give to you. Do your own proper record keeping. Yes, we are a digital campus. Anything can go wrong with the system. We have heard of database crashing. It is important that you who have done that, you are the first custodian of the evidence that you have, correct? So buy a plastic file. Don't buy a paper file. There's a plastic file. If you go to our cafeteria there's the arms for petty things you can buy. You can get a very good file there. Whatever you have, make a copy and put in that file. And just keep it. Anytime you make any payment, just keep it there. You know one interesting thing about your record keeping? It doesn't have legs to move. It will just be there. Anytime you pick that file, all your documents are inside. This is what I'm giving you for free. I actually told my children this when they got into school, and by the time they were graduating, they didn't have any issues. They just picked the file, went for clearance, and in a few minutes they were done. But some persons that didn't have their files, sometimes you are looking for this payment, sometimes you are looking for that, and then because there is turnover of staff, somebody who was keeping it wasn't there, you get into trouble. So I'm telling you now, up front for free, in this special orientation program, keep your own records properly. Make a copy, because sometimes when you make bank deposits, after a while, it fades off. So immediately you pay, when you come out, make a copy. That photocopy stays the way it is. Keep it in your file. Now in the bursary, we open ledger accounts for every student. So we keep your records there. Those who pay instrumentally, those who pay in full, when you are demoted, you see you are going to pay extra, your records are kept. So every student has a ledger. Now, when you are handling, you are learning, you are being taught, and you are handling the things in this school. There are assets, be it the science lab, skills lab, research lab, our library, the classroom, your hostels, whatever thing you are using, please exercise duty of care and use it, be diligent in what you are doing. Because this institution is a legacy that the governor has given to us. We are to maintain it. You are our valued students and our number one asset. Every other thing the same way. If for any reason there is a damage and it is caused by you, or you borrow a book and you cannot find it and return it, you are surcharged. Because these are our assets. In the library, in the skills lab, in the science lab, in the hostel, in the classroom, when you damage anything, you are surcharged and it is taken into your ledger. Until you have paid in full, you will not get your certificate. So please exercise that duty of care, be diligent, take care of the environment. You can see the way the school is, the college is since you came in. And we've been here since 2021. Everybody has been doing their little bits and their little parts to ensure that we can hand it over to the next set coming in the best condition. And to add to this, I want to say that, we can never stop emphasizing the fact that the purpose why you are here is to focus on your studies. And when you pay your fees, you should have value for why you are paying your fees. So don't be distracted. Pay attention. You are going to be giving lectures and you are going to be taught. So make it your commitment, propose that you will get value for the money you have paid. Okay? Pay attention, be studious. I want to tell you, in conclusion, that Edo State College of Nursing, this ground is a fertile ground. And what it produces is excellence and good fruit. I'm telling you that. I am a beneficiary. It produces on its own excellence and good fruit. Now that you are standing here with this opportunity, propose in your heart that you will be at the end a reflection of that. And nothing will shortchange you. As long as you have paid your fees, get value for your money and be the best. You are welcome.
Thank you, madam. We appreciate that talk. One thing I took from there is that you keep your record how properly. Write your name the way it's supposed to be written. You say, pay for me, and the person will not write his name. You go straight tire, no evidence. Your money go enter with the voice mail. So be careful. Thank you very much. Once again, madam. All right.
Please, a sound of warning. Please, if you write your name, Eze, Precious, Nkiru, and that is your name, right? And that's what you want to be known as, and that is what you have in your birth certificate or your affidavit or your WAEC result. Make sure that is consistent throughout your life. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And the reason you'll be in trouble is maybe 20, 40 years to come, and they want to recognize you or you want to submit. I'll just give you an example of what happened to somebody. I know a physician in this country. He has multiple versions of his name. When he went to the college, he put another set of names. And then he went to the university, he transpose the names anyhow. He went to US and studied and transposed his name some more. Have his international passport, another format of his name. At the end of the day, he came to look for his transcript, and he applied for the transcript. The order he presented his name in that transcript is different from what he had in the university. It's different from what he had in his medical license. It's different from what he had. In fact, right now, he is still floating. Nobody knows where he belongs. And he's as confused as anything. And he is not alone. So please, make sure you adopt one name, one version of name, and be consistent throughout your life. For me, I maintain my first and middle name. That's why I put Patricia, Uchoma, Ebonwu, Ukigwe. Okay? Anywhere you find me, it is consistent. All right? If you miss it, you are done, and you are done and done for life. It has happened to many people. Please, I know DP, we've been trying to correct this with our students. We did it with the last set. This set, please, with sugar and butter and honey on that, please. Make sure you give us a consistent thing with your name, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that addition. May I also add, with the kind permission of the provost, that if for any reason you want to add to your name, it must be properly documented with an affidavit and published in a national newspaper. You understand? You want to add, maybe you want to turn from Muslim to Christian, to change of name. Properly documented. That is what the civil article today. Abi? Because, like she said, confusion of character. That person will become confusion himself. By the time you find yourself nowhere, all the years will be wasted. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to see what happens in those places that you see blinds. The skills lab. Huh? Am I also anxious to know what is happening there? All right. Sorry. The library. Yes. The role of the use of library by college librarian, Mrs. Imade. Please, a round of applause for her.
Good morning, Madam Provost. Good morning, all management staff. Good morning, my great students. You are all welcome to Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. I am Mrs. Adebayo Imade, your college librarian. And I'm here to give you an overview of the library. How many of us had libraries in our primary and secondary schools? Please raise up your hands. Okay. Basically, we have different types of library. The school library and the college library, the academic library, polytechnic library. So the ones you had in your primary and secondary schools, they are referred to as school libraries, while the one you have in College of Nursing Sciences is referred to as the college library. The difference between your school libraries and Edo State College of Nursing Sciences library is the resources and the personnel. In the college libraries, we have more broad resources. We have more resources. Why? And we have more professional librarians. Unlike your school libraries that probably you just have one small room that is filled up with books and maybe a school librarian that might also be your English teacher or your social science teacher. Am I right? But in your college library, you have more librarians and you have more resources, both the physical resources, which is the textbook, and the e-resources that you can access in the e-library. So what then is a library? I define a library as an institution that is concerned with collection, processing, storage, dissemination of recorded knowledge for the purpose of reading, study, research, and consultation. So do you agree with me now that the library is more broad than what you think? So let's move on. There. So what is the purpose and objective of EDOCNS? Why do we have a library in EDOCNS? One is to provide access to a large collection of different kinds of resources for staff, faculty, and students. The library in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences is strictly for staff, faculty, and students. It's not meant for the community. Okay? Outsiders cannot access our library. The resources there is strictly for you and for us, the staff. Okay? Another purpose is to preserve literature for posterity. It also provides a conducive environment for study and research. I'm very sure during this orientation program, they will bring you to the library and you see why the library in EDOCNS library is very conducive. It's quiet, it's in a serene place, and we have a lot of resources that you can use for study and research. What are the roles of libraries? Why do we establish libraries? One, for education. We all know that, in case you don't know, I'm telling you now, the library plays a major role in your academic performance. Okay? Because you're supposed to use the library to augment whatever you are being taught in class. You also use the library for research. After your 3 years program, you are expected to write a project. Okay? So you have to come to the library, consult our e-journals, know about other research areas that people have done, and know how to be able to get material to write a proper research work. That is your project. You also use the library to disseminate information, dissemination of information. Things that you know, you can also help to disseminate to others, because it's not everybody that might have enough knowledge or enough resources to be able to know what is happening within them and outside the country. Other roles include promotion of culture, recreation, preservation of knowledge. What are the resources that we have in EDOCNS library? The library have both print and non-print resources. The printed resources in the library is located in the traditional libraries upstairs. Our library is up and down. So you have upstairs where all the printed resources are, and we refer to it as the reading area. We also have over 720 books. I'm talking about just the textbooks alone. We have about 26 journals and over 1,058 e-books. How many of you know what we refer to as e-books? Anybody, any idea? What are e-books? You don't know. E-books simply refers to electronic books. Books that are not in the physical textbooks that you can access electronically are known as the e-books. And these books cut across and other subjects that you offer in this school. The library has over 78 seating capacity, and we are working on it. We are working on increasing the quantity because we know we now have more students on campus. We have one desktop at the entrance of the library, and that serves as the library catalog. A catalog simply means a list of all the resources that you have in the library. If you want to know the resources that are available in the library, how to locate them, you need to consult our catalog. The catalog will give you all the details on where and how to quickly locate the resources easily. We have 6 sessions in EDOCNS library. The first session is the circulation unit. The circulation unit is located at the entrance of the library. That is the first point of call that you encounter in the library. Once you enter the library, you will see a desk with 2 staff. That is the entry point of the library. And in this circulation unit, that's where you get to know the resources and the services that are rendered in the library. The circulation desk is, you can compare it to the customer care desk in banks and other companies. If you want to know the resources, the services that are rendered in the library, you go there to make inquiry. That's where you also borrow and return your books. We have the e-library session. The e-library session is located after the circulation unit. In the e-library, we have over 35 databases, and we have over 1,000 e-books. The good thing with our e-library is that we give students the password, and you can access our e-resources from anywhere in Nigeria, even at the comfort of your hostels. Is that not wonderful? We also have the reprographic session. The reprographic session is located opposite the library. That's inside the library. And the reprographic session is where you make your photocopy, your printouts, and any reprographic activities. The good thing about our reprographic session is that, especially for photocopy, the price has been reduced by management. I can gladly tell you that even though the prices of things has gone up, we still make photocopy for as little as 10 naira. Please clap for the management. We also have the serial session. The serial session is after the e-library. Serial materials include your journals, your newspapers, and magazines. We have the reading area upstairs. In the reading area, please, if you are not going there to read for serious business, don't bother to climb upstairs, okay? Because that place is not made for noise making or gisting. It is made strictly for reading, and your phones are supposed to be on silent. Just imagine you going to the upstairs, the reading area to read, and somebody's phone starts ringing, playing us with some funny ringing tone. Will you not be offended? So please make sure that whenever you are going to the reading area upstairs, it's for serious business, which is to read. We also have the reference unit. It's located downstairs. The reference unit, you have collections like the dictionary, the encyclopedia, the yearbook and all that. The reference books are meant to be consulted in the library. We don't borrow them out. I will tell you why in JST class. Also, we have the chat room. The chat room is located upstairs. The chat room is meant for group discussion, but academic group discussion. The chat room is not meant to gossip. If you want to gossip, you go to your hostels or go to anywhere around the school. Don't go to the chat room to gossip, because the good thing is that I have a camera in my office, so I can monitor everything in the library. If I see that you are gossiping, I will come there and walk you out, and I know you will not like that. So let's move on. We have different library services. The librarians, they don't only provide you the access to books and resources, we also provide services. And some of our services include the reference service, the circulation service, the reprographic service, the user orientation, library consortium, and others. Also includes the current awareness services, selective dissemination of information, information literacy program, and the e-library services. So this is a guide on how to access the e-resources in the library. Okay. So in this guide, if you look closer, you will notice that we have the user ID and we also have the password. So as I told you earlier on, that our e-resources, you can access it from anywhere, and you can access it with your phones or your laptop. All you need to do is to log on to www.uniondatabase.com.ng/EDOCNS. You can try it, you can log on to it with your phone, but you still need to come to the library later to collect the password. So with this, anywhere in Nigeria, you can access our e-resources without physically coming to the library. Is that not great? So what are the rules of the library? The library opens 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. In the library, silence must be observed in and around the library at all times. Noise making, group discussion, making and answering of calls, shouting within the library is highly prohibited. If you come to the library and your phone starts ringing, I'll be the first person to see this. That means you just made me to have 2 phones. Reading tables, chairs should not be moved from their various positions. Please, we have adequate staff in the library. Don't come to the library and help us to arrange the library. Okay, we don't need your services. So whatever facility you meet in the library, leave it at that. Don't move any reading table or chair. If you know the chair that you are sitting on is not comfortable for you, just simply go to the other chair. Don't move any of them from their position. No briefcase or handbag is allowed in the library. You will not want a situation after you are read. When you are going out, they will not come and start searching you. We know of different cases where probably the student is carried away, because we know students don't steal, especially in EDOCNS. So most times, when they consult the shelf and they carry textbooks, after reading, most times they mistakenly pick it with their belongings and put it inside their bag. Yes, because they don't steal in EDOCNS. So to avoid being checked, we ensure that once you are entering the library, you see some cupboards that are opposite the library door. Just open your bag, any book that you are going to consult, bring it out, and make sure you bring out your valuables. Whatever you know is valuable to you. If it's your phone, your money, your laptop, bring it out, put your phone on silent, leave the bag, then you can come to the library. Because in that way, when you are going out after reading, definitely other staff will see you and they'll be able to just, at a glance, know that you are not going away with any of our books. But if the books are in your bag, definitely they will have to search you and you will not like it. So please, don't bring any handbag or briefcase to the library. No reservation of seats in the library. Don't keep seats for your friends. No sitting in the reading table. A reading table is meant for reading, not for sitting. Right? So please don't sit on our table so that you will not destroy them. Smoking, eating, and drinking are highly prohibited. We don't allow students or library users to bring food or drinks to the library. Can anybody tell me why? You have any idea? Because after eating, most times, during the process of eating, some might fall on the ground and it will start attracting rodents. And you do not want rodents to come to our library, because if they don't see food again, the next thing they will start eating our books, and we don't want that one to happen. No sleeping on the couch in the library. No switching of mouse or keyboard in the libraries. Users are not allowed to copy, transfer the e-book to their phones or flash drive, because we don't want virus in our systems. So if you want any e-books or any resources, just simply ask for the services of the library staff, and they will ask you to drop your email and they will send it to you. All consulted books should be left on the tables. That is because every book in the library has a class mark. Okay? A class mark is a unique number that is given to every book as they arrive in the library. No two books in the library, even if we have 4 copies of that book, has the same accession number. Okay? So even if the 4 books have the same class mark, it will have different accession number. So most times, after consulting books, students will mistakenly place biology in chemistry and midwifery book in nursing. And mischief of books can also cause people not to have access to that book. Because if the person knows that this book that he's looking for should be in nursing shelf, when he goes through all the shelf and he does not find that book, he will assume that people has borrowed that book, or the library doesn't have that book. So please, don't help us to shelf our book. Once you bring any book out of the shelf, after consulting it, leave it on the table. We have enough staff. That's why they are in the library. That's why they are employed. They will do that. They will place the book in their proper shelf. Users are expected to sign in and out of the library. We try as much as possible to have record of users that are coming to the library. We want to also know if the library is meeting the needs of users. Okay? If people don't come to the library, if users don't come to the library, it shows that the library is not viable. It shows that the library resources are not meeting your needs. So we expect that at every point in time, once you come to the library, you sign in. So every day we will go through the list and see if our users are increasing or decreasing. Only 2 books can be borrowed at a time. once you borrow our book, please, you have to return it after a week. We give you a week, grace of a week. After then, if you are not through with the book, you can bring back the book and re-borrow it. Okay? You can borrow it as many times as you want. But keeping the book for more than the speculated days, it will attract overdue fine, and the overdue fine daily is 200. So if you borrow our book and you keep it with you for a month, you know how much that one is. So you are generating revenue for the library. Reference and reserve books cannot be borrowed. Reference books are those dictionaries and encyclopedia, and reference books are meant to be consulted for a specific purpose. We don't borrow them out, you consult them in the library. Mutilation or loss of book attracts a fine thrice the amount of the book. Most of the books we have in the libraries, they are foreign books. So if a book costs 25,000, for example, if you misplace the book or you mutilate the book, that means you pay how much? So please, don't mutilate or misplace our books. Stealing from the library can lead to explosion. If you steal our book, I know students, we've not really had any case of students stealing our books. But if for any reason you decide to go away with the library book, that means you're as good as gone. You just go from there because there is no one who will see you. I have a camera and there are cameras everywhere in the library. So as you are leaving, we make sure that you leave the library. So as you are coming and stepping out from the library door, we'll just, tell you, take you to the appropriate authority and you'll be expelled. You are allowed to use the e-library for 2 hours daily. For now, we don't have too many systems in the library. So if a student comes into the library and stay in the e-library with a system throughout the day, that means you are also denying others of using the e-resources. So please, that's why we ensure that even at the comfort of your house, with your phone, you can access the e-library. So once it's 2 hours, please log out and allow other students to make use of the desktop. The duration for a borrowed book is 1 week, and you can renew it. I've removed once because I know some students are slow readers. So you can come and renew the book as much as you want. Okay, you can actually be renewing it every week for a month or more. After using the library system, ensure you shut down properly. You are only allowed to use the library desktop for education purpose. You are not allowed to come to the e-library and use the desktop for your Facebook or to watch films. It's not allowed. It's highly prohibited. If you are caught, you will pay a fine. Okay, so that's the end. If there is any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. With the way she spoke, okay, there's a question. You would like to use the library. I'll tell you my experience in the library.
Ma, you told us that drinks, my name is Keju Badebra Ifoma. You told us that drinks and foods are not allowed in the library. All of you, like some people now, when they are reading, they usually take water. So is water allowed in the library?
You say your name is what? Algebra. Okay, I say algebra.
Water drinks are not allowed in the library. You know why? Because we've had cases not in this library, but in my previous libraries where I worked, I had a case where a student mistakenly poured water on the book. And you know you students now, you will not want to report. She just simply covered it and left it. You understand? And that can spoil the book. So we don't allow water or drinks. If you are tasty, just come out. It will not take you long now. Go out of the library, take your water, eat your food, and you come back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. If you see the school library, very cozy. I remember when in my library then, there was a time I used to go to the library to sleep. There is a section that is meant for research, very cool. I don't go there sleep until they cut me and they banned me from that place. I waited until those people are gone and I resume my misbehavior. Don't come the place. Reach, when you are tired, go for a walk, stretch your leg and come back. Now it's time for us to listen to what happens in the skills laboratory. We want to invite to the stage Mrs. Iyore Osasu. A round of applause, please.
Great nurses. Great nurses. Great nurses. Thank you very much. You are welcome to Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. Good afternoon, my faculty, staff, and students. So sorry, the system is not projecting, so we don't know what happened. So let's just listen. So I'll be talking about the Nursing Skills Lab. The Nursing Skills Lab is also called the Demonstration Room. It's a place that is well equipped, that students are being taken to every semester. You go to the Skills Lab, you've been taught different nursing procedures, both midwifery procedures. And the procedures you carry out there, you must take it with all seriousness. Because when you, if not that my system did not project, you would have seen a picture of what our skills lab look like. And it's exactly like an hospital setting, be it a clinic, hospital, or healthcare facility. So whatever you are going to see in the world, first of all, you come in contact with such procedures in the skills lab. From your 100 level to your 300 level, every semester, as you are coming to class, you have been taught FON, that's Foundation of Nursing Science. You still come to the skills lab, you'll be taught the practical aspects of whatever you'll be taught in class. And at the end of that semester, you will go for clinical posting. Clinical posting means you go outside to the hospital, you'll be posted to ESH, to Central Hospital, to community posting. You go there and do the procedure that you were taught. You will not carry it out on live patients. What are the objectives of our skills lab? One is to demonstrate nursing procedures. All nursing procedure that you are going to be taught is going to be demonstrated. Any procedure at all, you see it. We have mannequins, we have models, different things they are out there. You'll be taking around, you see it. All the procedures will be taught. And two is to provide an appropriate environment for teaching and learning of basic nursing skills. Three is to teach the students appropriate fundamental skills to meet the needs of the patient in the healthcare setting. Location. Our nursing skills lab is located at the administrative building. When you are being taken around, you see it's upstairs, and it's of two types. We have the nursing skills lab and we have the midwifery skills lab. Personnel. Personnel means who are the people that are going to be teaching you. They are registered nurses. They are going to be teaching you how to care for patients, and these nurses are called clinical instructors, like myself. Purpose. What is the purpose of the demonstration room? The demonstration room is where students spend time each semester. They are introduced to new skills, they practice, and are evaluated on the skills. So whatever skills you have been taught every semester, you will be evaluated on it. Means you are going to write exam at the end of the semester. As you are writing your F1 exam, you are writing what's it called, physics, chemistry, you do a practical exam that is called OSCE. These procedures will be there. It's for you to come and tell us or to carry out the procedure the way you were taught. There are nursing responsibilities in the demonstration room. 1, no food or drink are being allowed into the demonstration room. 2, no cell phone during practical sections. In fact, when you start, I always tell you, because I'm your coordinator, yes, look at me very well. I'm Mrs. Yore, I'm your coordinator. I will always tell you, switch off your phone or put it on silent, because you have cameras everywhere. As you're in the demonstration room, the provost is seeing you, the deputy provost is seeing you. I can be teaching you now, someone will be at the back pressing phone. She'll be doing Facebook or whatever. The provost will just send somebody to come and pick you out. You go and face panel. Mrs. Yore will not be there. So always switch off your phone or put it on silent. Whenever you see an important call, just signify, step out and receive your calls, because such your ringing tools or receiving the call in the demonstration causes distractions. Then students are expected to be on their uniforms when coming for clinical experience. Then the bed, we have beds there. Each of the demonstration room have about 6 or 7 beds each. The beds are for practical purpose only, not for lying down or relaxing. So report any malfunctioning equipment to the clinical instructor in charge at that particular moment. Means you cannot be there on your own. Whenever you are coming, you can see it's a large class. You'll be wondering, we are 100, we are 90. Are they going to be teaching us at the same time? No. You're always grouped into 2. And that 2 groups is still put into different groups. So whenever you are using anything, maybe a mannequin, anatomical model, anything, and you notice that this thing is not functioning well, at that particular time, let that clinical instructor that is there with you know. Because the camera is looking at you that you are the last person that touched that thing. When you leave and that thing is not functioning, you will be called and you might pay for it. So So whoever that is going to be there with you, you cannot be there alone. There must be a clinical instructor that will be there with you. Just signify, excuse me, sir, this thing is not functioning well. So please do not take anything away from the demonstration room for your own good. I don't need to emphasize on that. We have cameras. The only way you don't have camera in this school is only in the toilet. Yes, it's only in the toilet. So behave yourself. Anywhere you are, even when you are eating in the canteen, camera is looking at you. Demonstration room safety. Demonstration room safety. 1, medication and infusion. We have 2 types, mainly 2 types of injections. You'll be taught. Injection bottle, we have what's called VIA, we have what's called ampoule. So when breaking an ampoule of an injection, you must use what is called an ampoule breaker, which my computer was able to project. You would have seen it. So you don't use your hand, because many of you here have gone to do what's called auxiliary nursing. Maybe one hospital in your area, you're just going there, you see the nurses, they just carry it and break it. Okay, now you're at those CNS, want to still try it. No, because you might end up injuring yourself with the bottle. We have what's called ampoule breaker that you can use. Expired infusions mean drip. Drip is called infusions. May be used on mannequins. Don't see how this thing have expired since 2012 or to the year 2000. Why are they using it? We are just using it to teach you. It doesn't mean you should go and use it on yourselves, or you see it, them using it as I said, that's how they should do it in my school. No, it's because it's on mannequins. We can't start buying new ones. We have so many ones that they used to give us from the hospital that are expired to teach you. But if you go to the hospital setting, you will use the ones that are not expired. And they are used only on mannequins, only, not on yourselves. Needle safety. After you use a needle, you must dispose in the sharp containers. We have what's called sharp box containers. You see it when you come to the demonstration room. Immediately you finish using a needle, you don't recap, please. You don't recap needles, be it 2 ml, 3 ml, whatever. After usage, you dispose in the sharp container box. Okay, students are only to practice injections on mannequins, not on yourselves, please. Not when you're in 200 level, you come, they sort of say, turn your bomb, let me give you injection. No, you don't do that. You practice with mannequins. We have so many mannequins there. For IV, for IM, you practice well. If you want to use patients, go to the hospital. Your friend is not sick. So why are you giving him or her injection? And students are not allowed to recap. I said that before. In conclusion, the importance of demonstration room cannot be emphasized. It assists the students to develop nursing skills, build confidence, and overcome fear in performing nursing and midwifery procedures. All the activities should be conducted with all the seriousness it deserves. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Madam. Please, another round of applause. What did she say? Don't steal anything from them. In fact, you can't even steal anything. Everything you see there is Otutu. If you carry anyone home, your mommy will jump through the window. What is this? They are all life, how do you call them? Mannequin. I'm learning a lot of things now. And please, General, if you have Shinko phone, don't bring it to the library or the skills lab. Keep it at home. If you have good phone, bring it, but put it on what? Don't you will disturb the school environment. Now, please, we want to do a slight change. The CSO is here. You will need to leave for some urgent security detailing. You now want to jump the use of ICT to security tips for students. Is Mr. Isaac Akere. Is seasoned security personnel. Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, all the students. Good day, every student present. I want to discuss about security, because in all of this lecture you have received, you know that you have been told the do's are done in the academic year. If there is no security, all those things will not be in place. You all know what security is. Security. Can anybody tell me what security is? Let me briefly tell you what security is. We in the security palace, in intelligence palace, we define security as a condition that is successfully achieved when all information and materials are protected from loss, from disclosure, from theft, sabotage, espionage, and personnel are protected. That's how we define it. But in a very simple form, security is the protection of life and property. That's a very simple definition of security. The protection of life and property. When we talk about protection of life and property, which life are we talking about? Which life are we protecting? Which? Your life and my life. Your life and my life, which is very key. And for you to protect yourself, There's a lot you need to do. You need to adjust in all that you have been doing before now. And I know at the end of this talk, you'll be able to know, all this that I've been doing. I'll be exposing myself to insecurity. You know, with the development of technology here and there, all sorts of criminality have come up in place. You hear about hacking, you hear about Yahoo, you hear about internet fraud, and so on and so forth. So what do we do to ensure that all these things are put in place? We safeguard ourselves against all these things. Elias, or you and myself. This, because of this development, because of this technology, the criminal-minded individual, they now take advantage of this technology to begin to harass the innocent citizen. They see your property at anywhere, everywhere, any form. They come around, they steal, they do all sorts of things. So what we are really talking about today, what I want you to know at this level is your personal security. Your personal security is very key to you students and to every other person. Personal security. What is personal security? First of all, I've defined what security is to you. What is personal security? Your personal security. What is personal security? Personal security is extra caution. Extra caution you take to safeguard yourself at every point in time. To safeguard yourself, to safeguard your safety at every point in time, at every time. That is personal security. It's very key. You look at your surrounding, you go out, you have to be security conscious. You must be security conscious. I'm going that. You know this issue, like this issue, because of this phone we now do about, you go out, you carry phone, as you are walking along, you are typing, you are sending messages. You don't look straight, you don't know where you are going, you don't concentrate because of phone. So at the end of this lecture, you'll be able to adjust yourself. You'll be able to know all this that I've been doing. I've been exposing myself to insecurity. I told you personal security is an extra caution taken to ensure your personal safety at all times. What are the examples of personal security? When you talk about personal security, what are the examples? Let me give you some examples. Password security. Password. Like before you have password in it. You have to have a very strong one, the one you can easily remember, to safeguard your document, to safeguard what you have inside. You have to have a very strong one that you can easily remember. A password that you can easily remember is key. You have to know it. That is one. Secondly, you have to secure your email account. You know what your email account is? You use phone. You have to safeguard it properly. You have to safeguard it to another person. It's not everybody should know your email. Nobody should know your email account. It belongs to you. Then another one, you make sure, in order to safeguard your personal security, most of the password you use, you change it from time to time, frequently. You change it from time to time. When you use it for some time, you change it. Why do you change it? You change it. If anybody have hacked it before, have an opportunity to have it before, you know, change it to a different one. You change it from time to time. So what you are really into in this lecture is to tell you the caution you take as your personal security as you move from time to time. You know what to do at any point in time. These are major focus. Personal security. One, you have to engage your situational awareness. Situational awareness. You have to engage in situational awareness. What do I mean by that? In your environment, you know what is there. Your house, your surrounding, where you stay. Like this academy, like this college. You know the environment, you're within the area, within the campus. I don't mean outside. You are not outside. You have to know the environment very well. You know what is there, you know your environment, you know people that are live there, like the hotel, like your student, your co-student, you know them. That is one. Secondly, like what the majority of us, majority of young boys and young girls, they do that. When you are walking on the street, you put your earpiece. You are walking, you put your earpiece, you are following. You lost concentration. You don't know who is coming. You keep on going. Put your earpiece, you start listening to music in your phone. That is very wrong. That one can distract you. If anybody coming to attack you, you create an easy opportunity for that person. You don't consider that is not proper. Don't do that anymore. Then another one that you should do, that is commonly practiced, that you do. When you are walking in the street, you make sure you look straight. Don't be distracted. Because there is criminality, there is bad boys everywhere. You look here and there, you look your side to know who is behind you, who is coming after you. Not that when you are just walking aimlessly. Be concentrated, be moved. You have to be security conscious as you move. You look straight to know who is in front of you, to know who is your side, who is behind you. You have to be mindful. You have to be mindful so that you don't just get less attracted. Somebody cannot just come out. Maybe he want to come and harass you, want to come and just hold you or not to you. If you are not concentrated, if you start looking, you look aside, you don't look straight where you are going. Somebody can just come. A hoodlum can just come. All these bad boys can come and attack you. I've told you that you should avoid texting message as you walk along the road. That is not proper. To distract you or know who is behind you, who want to attack you, is against security ethics. Avoid any area that is suspicious, most especially in the night. Avoid night movement. It is not expected of you. You come from far and near. You come for it will not be nice for your guardian to hear, your parents to hear that there is you have involved yourself in insecurity. Somebody have attacked you. That is not the best thing. So you have to ensure that you don't move night. You cancel it. As you are in this academy, you don't go out. You don't go out anyhow. You don't engage in night movement. You don't go out. Another one I want to tell the young student, avoid indecent dressing. Indecent dressing is one of the reasons why you see our young men can easily be attacked by this hoodlum. If you dress, you open your body, you are giving yourself out to hoodlum, to bad boys to attack. So avoid indecent dressing as you are in this academy. Even outside, even when you finish, avoid indecent dressing. Don't show your body. Dress when you dress properly, you look responsibly. Avoid indecent dressing, please. Another important thing I want to tell you, whenever you are going out, if you are giving pass, maybe you are giving pass to go out, or you are holiday, you are going out, you are traveling, ensure you let your family know of your movement. Apart from your family, you tell your friends too, close friends of yours. If you get to the place, ensure you take photograph at the place. For your mom, for that your friend, possibly you take photograph, send text messages. This is where I am. At every point, so that you should know, the person will know, your parents will know, your friends will usually know your location at that particular time. So that if anything happens, you are in a hotel, for example, you tell them, you take photograph of that place, you send, this is where I am. Send photograph, send to your friends, send to your parents. Let them know where you are, that you are safe in where you are. Another thing that we make ourselves available to bad boys, like the ATM, when you go out, you want to go and take money. You want to go and take money in ATM, and you are coming, you see suspicious people surround the ATM, moving around the ATM, they are not collecting money. Do not take money at that particular time. You ensure that those people that are hovering around are no longer there before you take money. And do not, when you take money, do not count in public. Do not count that money in public. Do not count in public. When you take your money, do not count where there are people, where there are hoodlums, where there are people are hovering around the machine, so that they don't attack you. Most of when you walk, it's your own self-defense. It's a self-mechanism defense. If you go out, most especially the ladies, you are going out, maybe you are passing a lonely road, moving alone. Always hold your key. It serves as a defense mechanism. Key. Hold your key in your hand. Hold your key. Hold your key in your hand. If anybody coming in, maybe you want to attack you or spend anything like that, you can use your key as a self-defense. There's the ladies are encouraged. The guys are encouraged. Possibly you go, you buy pepper spray. That's what we call pepper spray. You put it in your pocket. Nobody will know. If you see anybody coming to attack you, and your life is in danger, you spray that pepper spray into that person. You demobilize that person. Pepper spray is a little one, you put it in your pocket. Nobody will know. If you now discover the person is coming to harass you, is coming to attack you, you just bring it down and spray it on the person's eye, and the person will fall on the ground, and you move ahead. Exit route, when you travel, maybe you are out, you happen to travel to a place, maybe more public places where there is different exit routes. What you do as you enter, the first thing that will come to your mind, try to know the exit route, the different exit route in that particular area is very key. When there is danger, then you know where to escape from. You know where to come out from that particular place. You know it. You study it. Where is another exit? I enter from here. Like this very place, there is an exit route. There's another one here. You try as much as possible to know the exit route. So when there is danger, you know where to come out. You know where to come out and keep yourself. And another thing I want to tell you too, if you enter a bus too, it's very common. You enter a bus, try as much as possible to carry the bag you are holding. Carry it near to yourself, close it to yourself, lock it, securely lock it. So that nobody can just snatch it from you. These are the preliminary security process. That if you go about this, you know this at the end of this lecture, you're able to be very conscious, security conscious, anytime you are moving out. Anytime you are moving out, you'll be conscious. This is what I do. All these things that we have been doing before, it means we have been exposing ourselves to insecurity. We have been exposing ourselves to tools. If you are working, if you want to enter elevator, maybe you want to enter elevator, you meet people. There's an elevator, you want to meet people. You want to enter elevator. You meet people there, same people that you are not comfortable with. You look at them. If you are not comfortable with them, you don't enter with them. Just allow them to enter first. You look at them and you are not comfortable. You have to enter together. Just wait. Allow that person that you are not comfortable with to enter that elevator and go first. Or possibly you take staircase and go down. If you have this one at the back of your mind from time to time, you will be able to safeguard yourself, safeguard your property in a very good way. This is very common. I want to let you know have this one at the back of your mind. Most of you are driving, most especially the guests, the ladies. You are going, maybe you are walking. You are walking around, you are just walking on your own. Suddenly, vehicle just stop. Vehicle stop. You don't know that vehicle before. You just stop. You want to offer you a lift. You don't know that vehicle before. As it stop, you are moving like this. Move to the opposite direction. Or retreat, don't make a retreat back. Look at it. Don't look for a public place and move over there. The guy stop and doesn't know it. But the most girls that are bad, even if he stop, you don't know before. He say anywhere. Where are you going, baby? You say the baby will say anywhere. Anywhere. They do it. It's anywhere. Please, you see somebody you don't know, a strange person. A strange person, a vehicle just stop. You are going on your own. The vehicle just stop in your phone. Baby, where are you going? You see anywhere. You don't know whether it's going to kill you or not. What you do as you stop, let that fear come into you. Just move to the opposite direction. You are not even going to that direction before. Move to the opposite direction. Or look for a public place with him and just cross over and let that person go off and secure your life. So if you have all this at the back of your mind, let me give you some. You know, because we have security challenges in the country now. Everybody's aware. So we need to be very, very careful. We have Yahoo, we have internet fraud, we have Fulani herdsmen, activity of bandit gang, we have kidnappers. We have kidnappers all over the place. We have Boko Haram activities. In all of this, if you abide by this precautionary measure within yourself, you will be less vulnerable to these attacks. Thank you.
That security tip is coming from somebody that knows. Our CSO is Mr. Isaac Akayere. He is a retired DSS officer, retired as Chief Security Investigation Officer, the equivalent of a Deputy Commissioner. Please another round of applause for him. With him, who do any, I will do with him. You see any, you'll be bundled. So, and not everybody will say, hello, girl, you're beautiful. You say, some you run. Has led a lot of girls into trouble. You just enter. Don't go till long. So that is that. We don't pray for that for any of our students. But we have to use our number 6. Not where are you going? You just see cars. Fine cars have put many girls into trouble. We all like money, but some like it better than others. All right, I stop there. Thank you very much. You know, nursing is also a patient career. Nursing. So we say indulge you to have some little patience. We now want to call on our ICT guy, our ICT man. I used to have a friend, he was teaching me computer. If you say somebody is computer expert or guru, you say the person is a computer guru. So Mr. Derek has said what is the computer guru of this college. This I make welcome to the stage to hear or to speak on the use of ICT in health by Mr. Derek Asemota. Small but mighty. A round of applause for him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, starting on existing protocols, I quickly want to talk about the use of ICT in health. Well, I think we have been sitting down for a very long time. Can we all stand up just for a few minutes? Just walk up to 1 or 2 persons and say, how are you? You can just introduce yourself for like 1 or 2 minutes so that you can stretch your leg. How are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What's the person telling you? Answer each other now. Where are you from? I'm from Inewi, Anambra State, or from Kogi State, or from one of the villages that does not have a name. Okay. All right, let's have our seat. Okay, very quickly, the use of ICT in health technology. As you all know, in our contemporary time, there is no career or job or profession that does not use ICT. Even bricklayer now, they use ICT to the block, to the set house, as the case may be. Those of you when they do hair, for those of you that make even ICT is even being used in the health sector now. For those of you that are doing tailoring, you agree with me that they are not using machine to kind of measure and to cut cloth. True, of course, true. Okay, and in the health profession, ICT is not excluded. In fact, right now, ICT is taking over the health profession, ranging from administering patient and the rest of that. ICT is actually kind of taking over. So what is ICT? ICT actually means information, communication technology, and information is a complete process data. Communication is the art of transfer, is the transfer of information from one person to another, and technology is the media used for the transfer. So what is the use of ICT in the nursing practice? Number one, we have electronic health record, EHRO. Like I said before, if you go to hospitals now, you don't still use card in hospital, like take card. They still use it. Edois was here just now. I think my center, there's only a card there. When you go there, you show them your ID card. So they just take in your details and put it into the computer, and they tell you the next time you are coming, don't bring your card. When you just saw, what is your name? My name is Susan, so they just type your name and everything just pop up. There's nothing for card. And you agree with me that if you don't fall sick all the time, maybe you fall sick once in 5 years, person like me, I don't fall sick at all. If you fall sick once in 5 years, and you took a card and they recorded your this or that their paper, when you go back there in five years time, you agree with me that they will not see that paper again. True or false? True or false? They will not see it again. But when you are using ICT, if you like change the computer, all your information are in cloud. There's not cloud computing. So even if you actually went to hospital here in Sabla Road, when you go to Benue State and they have their center there, all they need is your name. So when they type in your name, all your medical record that you have in those states here is reflecting in Benue State. So these are the use of ICT in health. So we have telemedicine. And I think Edo State right now is leading the hall for telemedicine, where you don't have to be in the hospital physically anymore. How many of you are aware of that? Okay. Right now, you don't need to be in the hospital for you to be taken care of, especially when it is not a very serious issues, like those of you that usually have malaria every now and then, those of you that usually have fever every now and then. All you need to do is just to sit at the front of your phone, the front of your laptop, and then just log in, and then there's a doctor waiting for you already. So all the doctor needs to do is there's this mechanism that they were able to detect your temperature. Take all your vital signs. For those of you who have already done auxiliary nursing before, you know what vital signs are, right? There's a way that they are able to detect all of these things from the computer. So you be in your house, and then they are doing what they are doing over there. They diagnose you and they tell you the drugs to take. Is that right? So these are the use of ICT in health practice. We are trying to make things kind of a little bit simple, and we don't like complicating things. All right? Okay, so what's the use of ICT in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences? The use of ICT in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. One is providing technical support. Majority of you, during the course of your registration, you are having one issues or the other. And calls were coming in, emails were coming in, some were coming physically, which is not recommended. That they have one or two issues, we try as much as possible to kind of sort that out. How many of you have such issues during the course of your registration? Okay, so I think, did you come here physically to do anything? Okay, some of you came physically, some of you send an email. Okay, we never recommend you to come physically. We will recommend that you send an email or make a call. So we'll do what we are doing. So that's one of the use of ICT in Edo State College of Nursing Sciences. Another one is managing information system. With that, I think the Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, we are not manual school. Let me use that word. We are fully automated school, which means in the course of your journey here, there are some things that will require you to put on paper, or that will require you to come physically for your attention, that Edo State College of Nursing Sciences might not necessarily be doing. E.g., Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, the lecturers will not be teaching you with paper textbook. Let me use that word first. It's going to be electronic. Okay? So And you also agree with me that Edo State College of Nursing Science does not take money. We does not take physical money. True of us. We don't take physical money. And you also agree with me that during the course of your registration, none of you went to the bank to pay. True of us. True of us. Some of you were in your bedroom in the morning as early as 5 o'clock and you made payment. Is that true? Yes, some of you were in your home during your course of application. I'm not saying school fees payment. Course of your application. All of you were in your homes and then you did your application and we have your information. Everything is stored on our robust database. How many of you have been to or heard the story of somebody went to school after 50 years, they didn't see the result again? Or probably the school closed. Most of you are having that issue right now. The primary school you went to, you don't have the results. The primary school are closed down. Fire have burned the primary school. The principal or the proprietor is dead. Everybody, there is no management of information, so all your information is automatically lost. You know the implication of that is when the future, when it comes and there you want to go for a political office holder, that time you have, you know who is your enemy. So you know that primary school that you went to is will put you in trouble anyway. So if you don't have the primary school's result now, you better go and get it. Or those of you that are going to secondary school now, especially for those of you who are here now, when you are doing your indexing, we will need your original WAEC result and your original NECO, not testimonial. I'm sure some of you now, you don't have it. Why? Because the secondary school you graduated from has closed. That will put you in trouble too. But when you come to Edo State College of Nursing, if you like graduate, after 100 years, just tell us you need your information, why you were applying. I'm not saying when you were graduating, when you were applying, we'll give you all the information. So imagine telling us that you need your information while you are graduating. It's just in a matter of 20 seconds, all your information are out already. These are the modalities of Edo State College of Nursing Sciences Management Information. Supporting e-learning. February this year, right? That means a general election now. February this year. Okay, you agree with me that most, or let me first start from COVID-19. Majority of universities were closed down, true of us. In fact, all universities were closed down, all secondary schools, some of them were closed down, some health center facilities were closed down, companies were closing down. And some of the advanced schools were closed down physically, but lectures were going on, should I say spiritually? So lectures were going on electronically. So February, majority of universities also closed down for the general election. For 3 weeks, the whole of this environment were closed down, but lectures were going on. That's because Edo State College of Nursing Sciences has a modality for e-learning. So as I hear now, in the next few weeks, everybody here will have an official email where you don't have to use your Gmail or your Yahoo mail. You will be using Edo State College of Nursing Sciences domain name, which is, let's assume your name is Annabelle, it will be Annabelle at Edo State College of Nursing Sciences.edu.ng. The reason for this is because we want to enroll you into the e-learning class, so that if something happens and then we are asked to vacate the physical premises, your lectures continues online. Like I said, 3 years is 3 years, we know the Ajara joiner, or else, or you yourself decided to add maybe extra 1 year or extra 6 months to it, which is also welcome because we'll be collecting your money at the end of the day. All right? So Edo State College of Nursing Sciences supports e-learning, promoting digital illiteracy. How many of you have been to the computer lab? Everybody now. So you wrote your exam in the computer lab now. How was the computer lab? Is it fine? Is it cozy? Is it chilling? Even if you don't know book, when you get to that computer lab, the AC said, the AC alone will make you to know something. That's why you are here. Some of you never expect the score that you got. Some of you are saying 70, 80 on a normal day. You know, naturally you cannot get that. But because of the AC that was here, the everything was just. So Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, we are very. That's ICT is a core course. You must pass ICT. Either you like it or not, it's a core course. You must pass first 100 level, 200 level. You are doing ICT. Why? Because nursing professional as it concerns is only by ICT now. If you go to Edo State Specialty Hospital, you will not see paper there. As a receptionist, I think that's where they will start from. As a receptionist, you are going to have the system on your front. Don't tell us you don't know how to put on the system. Don't tell them you don't know how to do simple, maybe word processing, spreadsheet processing, presentation processing, as the case may be. Do you understand? So ICT has taken this into consideration, and that's why we have the ICT Lab 1, ICT Lab 2, and there is room for possible expansion, so that everybody, as a student of Edo State College of Knowledge Sciences, you are well grounded in the use of ICT and its apparatus. Okay, let me talk about ensuring compliance with regulations. As you know, your information is supposed to be private to you. So when you provide it to an organization and that information lists that organization, you can sue that organization, true or false. If an organization uses your data unnecessarily for profit making or otherwise, you are liable to sue the organization. So at those College of Knowledge Sciences, you are very careful with your information. The information that you provided for us is exclusively used in the school. And if there's any need for us to use your information, we will usually communicate to you that we want to use this information, we want to use it by your permission. All right? So we are very careful. That's why ensuring compliance with regulation when it comes to data management, Edo State College of Knowledge Sciences is very, very, very careful when it comes to student data protection. And supporting research and innovation. How many of you like browsing TikTok here? Even if you are a TikTok influencer, you can just raise your hands, no problem. TikTok influencer, we don't have anyone. Okay, none of you are browsing here. Well, as long as you are in the Edo State College of Knowledge Sciences, browsing will become your hobby. You will spend money on data. Yeah, as long as you are a student of Edo State College, you will spend money on data. But the good thing is, you can be online without spending a dime. Okay, somebody asking me how. Okay, I was trying to look. Okay. If you check this center here, I think we have something here. For those of you, you are going to see this round hub here. The function of that round hub is not for lights. It's for internet connectivity. So as long as you are in this class and your phone is on, for those of you that have Android phone, that have iPhone, that have internet-enabled phone, as long as you are in this environment, you can use the internet unlimited. It's not only applicable to this particular hall. Your classrooms, all these places, these are being blocked, and the hostel. So as long as you are in this environment, you have access to free internet. The reason is because we encourage research and innovation. What's going on in the world of nursing? What's going on in the world of medical world? What's going on politically? What's going on otherwise? But the only thing that we don't encourage is you using our internet to do TikTok, to do video watching on Facebook, not educational ones, to do Instagram. If we will cash you, you will pay double. You will ask why we will cash you because we have all your information. We are going to send you into the network. So automatically, if your name is Anabe, I think there are 2 Deborahs in this place, 1, 2. There are 2 Deborahs there, so we know your surname too. So automatically, you are able to differentiate between the 2 Anabes. So if you decided to use your own or give your phone to somebody else to use to help you to browse, you that own the phone will be very reliable. So don't use our network to do TikTok. For those of you that are TikTok influencer, please, if you want to do your influencing work, just go and buy your data. Is that okay? Don't worry, I think after this lecture, we might just give you the liberty to enjoy our network for today. You can do whatever you want. But after today, we will revoke that right. Is that okay? Do you need the power? Okay. Don't worry, we'll do that. We'll give everybody the password. We'll connect you so you can do whatever you would like to do. All right? So we are also reliable for providing technological services. Let's assume you have your system is faulty, and you want us to help you. We can also help you to do that. You want to know more about computing. You want to know more about some applications in computing. You want to know how to manipulate the computer. If you come to the ICT department, we can also provide you with that support. The lecture is not long, it's not short, but it's very vital, because as long as you are in the Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, let me quickly just say this before we move forward. I think after this week, your lecture will resume next week. You are expected to go and do your course registration from next week, and the school you are graduated from, your course registration, you attach all your tellers, your school fees payment, and everything. You move from the budget department, you stay in the queue. You can stay there for like 3 days, they never answer you. So you just stay in the queue until to get to your turn. After that, you take it to another place you say, you take it to your HOD will sign, you take it to the auditor will sign, you take it to student affair will sign. Then you will not come back, you start distributing it again one by one. You know how many, you know what will take you down. Some of us that time, we just leave class for like 1 week. We want to do our course registration. But in the Edo State College of Nursing Sciences, nothing like that. You just quietly put on your phone, put on your data with our data. You just quietly just do your course registration. For your course registration, it's as important as you in this school, because without your course registration, just forget about your results. You don't have a result. And after like 3 years, you not get results. After that time, maybe it was paid maybe 1.5 million. It just go like that. Bad investment, true of course, true. So next week, you are encouraged to go and do your course registration online. Course registration is not physical. You can be in your hostel. You can wake up at 2 a.m. in the night. For those of you that don't like sleeping, in fact, as long as you are in a good nurse, you will not sleep. Yes, you will not sleep. So you wake up and do your course registration in the night or in the daytime, anytime you like to do it. But make sure you do your course registration, because we have had cases where the majority of your seniors refuse to do that course registration. After the result comes out, they won't see the result. They start only scatter, disturbing the souls of those arrested and the rest of that. So we don't want that. So please, from next week, you will be doing your course registration. Please and please again, go and do your course registration, because penalty will not be attached to your course registration now, because we are seeing that the majority of your seniors are now doing it as a yardstick to punish us. So if you want to join it to punish us, we also join the management to punish you too. I think that's fair enough. It's fair enough, right? All right. And I think there was one thing I wanted to say, but I think I'm forgetting it. Every now and then, you are going to see us posting surveys on your WhatsApp group. After now, all of you will also be added to the Edo State Community WhatsApp group. Every now and then, you are going to be posting surveys. The reason for survey is just to collect an information that will help management to take decisions that will benefit you. If you take a survey out and you refuse to fill that survey, normally we have your name on our system. We will call you and tell us why you refuse to fill that survey. Because it's also becoming a norm and a trend that when surveys are posted by management, instead of us coming to ask you, how are you feeling, what is the problem, you can simply just tell us online, this is what I'm happy, this is what's happening, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. All right, instead of having personal conversation with you. The time will come where even this orientation will not do in a physical space again. Yes, I don't see college of Nursing Sciences, we're already working on that modalities already. The time will come where you will not have to come to this our hall to write your exam again. You will be in your home, you will write our entrance exam. We are all these modalities are already in place already. So it tells you that Edo State College of Nursing Sciences is a technological hub, and as a result, If you know you don't know ICT, you don't know how to operate the computer, just go and learn yourself now. Thank God you have free internet. If you go to TikTok and you start to learn on TikTok, no problem, will allow you. But if you go to TikTok and start watching influencers, you are the influencers, both of you will see yourself at the end. Is it the entrance gate? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. I think that's all. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. My name is Odigio Sasme Precious. And you said we have to do our course registration. I want to ask, how are we going to do it?
Okay, I said you do a course registration next week, right? So next week, I think I will be coming around to kind of teach you how to actually go about your course registration. If I don't, your course advisor might just come around. We'll give the course advisor the instruction on how to go about it, and it might just come and kind of teach you how to go about your course registration. And for those of you who want to correct your names, who want to correct one discrepancy on your application or the order, after going through the rigorous process of going to court to swap affidavit, do police paper publication, all of these things, you come back to ICT department and we effect the changes. So you understand that for your point of entry to the point of graduation, you are going to be dealing almost every time with the ICT department. So brace yourself up. You will be your friend. I said I will not be your friend. So just brace yourself up and do the right thing. All right? Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, in the case, Lord will give you password.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please clap for him. Yes. The same question, you are saying password. It's password question. You didn't even say what is password or where is the password. All right. We have these announcements. Those CNS Christian Fellowship. Let me quote them. We would like to bring to your notice that we have a school fellowship called EDOCNS Christian Fellowship, which holds every Friday at 4 p.m. after classes. It runs for just 30 minutes. And we indulge every student to do what? Participate. Thank you. Now, let us go for break. Abi? 10 minutes. Those that have eaten their egg, meat pie and drink, you are not entitled to that break. Because the break is for you to eat. So if you are eating yours, just sit down. So the break starts now. 1:10, forget my chicken. 1:10, we're coming back by 1:20, 10 minutes.
Situation. You were being given matric number, isn't it? Yes. Matric number is quite different from indexing. As far as this school is concerned, this school is going to give you matric number. The matric number is just for the consumption of the school. But as far as Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria is concerned, they're going to hold on to the indexing segment. Okay? Are the others here now? So you all welcome once again. We are interfacing for the very first time to some of us, and to some of us for the second time. I interfaced with some of you during the interview segment. So by next week, we all be in the classroom to interface on a course titled Medical Microbiology. So we'll be doing two things, looking at microorganisms together. Okay, now indexing, as the name implies, what is indexing? Indexing is the act of profiling your data, your information, in a structured way, so as information that you need, that is being required, can be gotten very easy. Now, if you have been indexed, look, those of you looking at it, don't worry, you'll get there. Just look at me then for the next few minutes. If you have been indexed in one way or the other, probably those of you that have bank accounts, yes, you alternatively, what the bank did was indexing. As soon as they type in your account number, your data drops, isn't it? Yes, that's what we're trying to tell us now. So you're going to be indexed. Go to my first, okay. Types of indexing, but we'll take the introduction aspect of it. Then the relevance of indexing, of student indexing to Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Challenges of indexing. Then the requirement for indexing. Next slide. Now, by definition, by way of definition, what is indexing? It refers to the process of creating an organized data structure. The bank also have arranged their own in an organized data structure. So over here, we're going to get your information, your biodata, your academic qualifications, your academic background. We get them and arrange them in an organized data structure and push them to Abuja. As we progress, I'll tell you the requirements. So that it will make it easier and faster to retrieve specific information from a larger data set. The National and Midwifery Council of Nigeria has a database. It has a website. And in that website, they want to look for your information alone. Don't you think it's very possible? Hello? They want to look for your information alone. Don't you think it's possible? Now, we just came from WAEC program. Now, let me use WAEC as a case study. When you went to check your result, you know WAEC has a large database. They have a website. Just for you to garbage in your center number, your candidate number, your result dropped, isn't it? Yes, that is what we are trying to exploit in this place. Next slide. Now, types of indexing. We have database indexing, test documents indexing, search engines indexing, and book indexing. Next slide. Let's take it one after the other. Then we'll now come and talk about the relevance of indexing in nursing program. That's where we are heading to. I just want us to have an overview of what indexing is all about. You are in a school already. Let me let you know one thing. The reason why I'm going towards this direction is that this is already an higher institution. A school that you are now will teach you so many things outside medical. You get to learn so many things, the physical aspect of it. You need to be universally versatile. You need to know what we're talking about as far as livelihood is concerned. Now, database indexing. Indexing is a technique used to improve the speed of data retrieval operators on a database table. It involves creating a data structure that stores a subset of the data, allowing the database management system to quickly locate and retrieve the rows that meet specific criteria. Next week, you'll be going for course registration. We're going to, the ICT expatriate is going to be working with this database indexing. They're going to give you matric number. With that matric number, you will now be able to do your course registration. But indexing supersedes the matric number. Without indexing, you cannot write your final qualifying examination with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Next slide. Now, test documents. Creating an ordered list of keywords, phrases, or terms along with their corresponding locations in the documents. Now, some of you that are in a group chat, if you want to search for some names, as soon as you open the group chat, you type art. What happens if you type art? Everybody's name drops, isn't it? So that's the meaning of test documents. Now let's go to the next slide. We're progressing. Search engines. You saw our librarian talking about catalog. To catalog and organize the vast amount of information available on the internet. Search engines. We have www. Yes, you have address that you can use to search websites. As soon as that website drops, you look at the table of contents. There are search engines there. As soon as you click, you get the information you required. Let's go to the last one, which is the book indexing. In the book indexing, some of us that are used to these large textbooks, just go to the back page. You see in an alphabetical order, keywords from that textbook are being arranged. I don't know if people have gotten there. And you see the page number there. Assuming you're looking for candidiasis. Yes, we'll meet in classroom. No problem. Candidiasis. And you open the microbiology textbook. Go to the back page. Look for where the alphabet C is. You see candidiasis. You see the page number there. As soon as you see the page number, go straight to the page. You see everything that has to do with candidiasis, or even if it is Staphylococcus aureus, you see it there. So that's all about, they are talking about book indexing. Next slide. Now, why indexing? This brings us to the reason why we're here, why we're having this lecture at this particular point in time. Relevance of students indexing to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. What are the relevance? I'm in this school. The school has given me matric number, and they are also troubling me. Why do I need this indexing? Next slide, sir. You see that you have to, they want to profile your informations. They want to profile your academic background. They want to profile your age. Yes, your age. And that brings me to your age. Please. The age you wrote here is going to stand throughout. As soon as you enter the age here, we send it to Abuja. Abuja will not change age again. For those of you that might have falsified your age, let me believe that nobody falsified age here during your application. Because some persons have had these challenges way back. They falsified their age because they were told that if you are not up to age 18, you cannot gain admission into nursing institution. They decided to go to the court with and bring a sworn affidavit. Good, they got the admission into nursing. After the 3 years program, while they were coming back for the post-basic program like midwifery or peri-op or public health program, they are grown that age already. They decided to use their real age. Good, no problem. They graduated with that real age, which implies that they now have double date of birth with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. You understand me now? Now, someone wants to leave the country, they want to jack back. They are using their real age, and it is their real age that is right there in their international passport. Now, when they went to council to do verification, do you realize that council went to the age that they used during their first indexing with them? Trust white men now. When there's discrepancy in age, they will bounce you back at the embassy. They don't joke with such. So many persons have had that challenge. Please furnish us with your real biodata, because the biodata is best known to you. I don't know anything about you. Imagine what our provost said initially, how she on her own arranged her names. If you just type that her name into anywhere she has information now, it drops. So what profiling? Yes, the relevance of indexing to Nursing and Midwifery Council. Indexing of students involves the profiling, the activity of collecting important and useful details of Nursing and Midwifery Council students. Now you are in this school. You are not just our student alone. No. You are already Nursing and Midwifery Council students. Because we are sending your information to them. As soon as they receive your information, they start working on your database. Ensuring that the students' qualification for admission into the program is based on the approved entry requirements. The approved entry requirements, the 5 credits that is being required, your JAMB scores, your passport photograph, your testimonial. Yes, the school on its own, they are going to do their own verification, whether you actually have the 5 credits or not. Fine. When you will come for indexing, in another few weeks, we shall be requesting for the collection of your credentials, original copy. Now listen, very important. Original copy of your WAEC certificates. These are the requirements. Go to the next slide. Let them see the requirements. Original copy of your WAEC certificate or NECO. And you get to realize that last year's certificate is not out. For certificates that are not out, please furnish us with the colored printout from the internet. You all have the printout now that you printed out yourself from the cyber cafe via your scratch card. Yes, we need a colored printout of that school SAT result. Then we require that you furnish us with your testimonial. Very important. Please, if your school did not give you testimonial, find a way to get testimonial from your various schools before we start requesting for it. I will get to the challenges after these 2 slides. We'll move to the challenges of indexing. Then you will also furnish us with your birth certificates. If you don't have birth certificate, you can go to the court and get what? A sworn affidavit. And we require you to submit a scratch card. If you are using NECO, you give us NECO scratch card. That's not for the school. The school may request from you, but for this indexing that we send it to Abuja is a different thing entirely. For those that have relatives that have done medical programs, ask them when they get back home, what is indexing? If you have not been indexed, you are not in school. Underline. If you have not been indexed, even if you are here, they've given you matric number, you are paying school fees. If you have not been indexed, you are not in school. Ask your relatives, those that have done medical courses like pharmacy, medicine and surgery, dentistry, radiology, nursing. Ask them. If you have not been indexed, you're not in school, which implies that you cannot write council's exam. You cannot be licensed. You cannot be certified. Then what's the need? What are you doing here? So, WAEC or NECO, testimonial, then scratch card. If your names are not properly arranged, please, you go and get us a sworn affidavit of age declaration. In that sworn affidavit of age declaration, do the arrangement there. Do you understand me? You do the arrangement there. My other senior colleague will be in the office as from next week when we shall be requesting for the collections of your credentials for indexing. Now, this slide's testimonial marriage certificate. For those of you that are married, you want to change to your husband's name as well as you are in this school. You furnish us with the marriage certificate. Newspaper publication. Please, scanned copies, photocopy scanned copies are not allowed. Please don't just take a risk of bringing us a scanned, photocopy of any of your credentials. Please, you must give us original copy. We'll give them back to you. We just want to scan them. We scan them, we'll give you a form to fill. After filling the form, we scan your credentials, then we send them to Abuja. We shall also come to the classroom with more information with people from next week as far as indexing is concerned. Now, for the last two. Okay, now what are the challenges of indexing? The challenges of indexing. Number one challenge that we usually encounter happens to be the issue of testimonial. How many of us was given testimonial here? So if I'm to calculate, not up to 10% of the number of students here that was given testimonial. That's one of the challenges. It is a major challenge that we usually encounter as far as indexing is concerned. So that's why we are telling you, please get back to your school of training. Let them give you your testimonial. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Are you talking about primary school or secondary school?
Secondary school, not primary school. Yes, your question.
For those of us using two settings like WAEC and NECO, are we to bring both certificates, both testimonial?
If you're combining WAEC and NECO, you're going to give us 2 scratch cards. Scratch card for the WAEC, the scratch card for the NECO. Provide us with the 2 testimonial, except it is WAEC or NECO GCE. Yes. We need more information now. Please, any questions? This index usually brings many questions. We are just here now. Enough questions will arise from this segment.
Sir, please, when coming with our credentials, should we bring the original testimonial?
Yes, that's what I'm saying now. When we shall, I'm not saying bring them next week. When we shall need those documents from you, we'll come back to the classroom. When those documents are required, we'll now start telling people, please submit your credentials, original copies only. We don't need scanned copies. Photocopy. Give us original copy of your credentials. Yes. Statement of result accepted. If on the ground that the year you got that result is still very fresh, that the certificate has not been produced. If the certificate is out, please go get your certificate from your school. I think 2017, 2021 certificate is out already. Yes. 2021 is out. Fine, thank you very much. Somebody is saying us, WAEC or WAEC? What? Yours is WAEC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen. The reason why we are asking this information, as we just the next 2 minutes, I'll be done. We'll start asking every other questions. We zoom those questions to the classroom. Just 2 minutes time, sir. We cannot say collect certificate from her 2021 and collect statement of results 2021 from you. Everybody must be certificates. So the challenges of indexing so that yours will not be bounced back. Do you understand me? If the certificates are out, please go get the certificates. Yes. GC. No testimonial. If it is GC, we all know GC is private. Yes. No testimonial. Any other question? Yes, sir. Break for, as in, no, we're not going to give you any break for you to go and collect your results. But you may come to us, take permission. You just leave, go and get your certificate. Say giving you people break like 2-3 days break. No, the school will not accept such. Okay? The last question. Okay. Now, yes, you can give us that one. You are not here. Sorry. You schooled in Kaduna. Your parents can help you to collect your certificate and scan it down to you. Original copy. Okay?
Getting into this college is the easy part. Staying in this college, that's where you have to work hard.
That is where you have to work really hard. You have to work so hard so that you can maintain your position here. Not just maintain your position, but to graduate at the top. Don't be mediocre. Don't aim for, make I just manage, pass. That's not why you're here. You have to work very hard. Each speaker by speaker this morning afternoon, they've told you, and you are not here to play, they are not yet, you have to work hard, you have to work hard. It's the truth. It's the truth. Now that you are here, don't come here, get carried away. You come and see life. You are out of your parents' house. Your parents are no longer there to tell you what to do. Oh, you have to study, you have to do this, you have to do. You think I'm on my own now. I can do whatever I want. No, it's not like that. Set your goals. I'm going to tell you, as a mother here, you are not too young to have goals. You are not too young to have your goals. What are your goals? At the end of 3 years, 5 years here, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to come out as? What do you want to present to your parents that are making sacrifices for you to be here? What do you want to present to your world as a nurse in training or as a nurse to be? So I will encourage you people, with all you have heard here today, go back home. Set a goal for yourself. Then make plans. Make plans on how to achieve those goals with the rules and regulations and everything that you have heard here. Just tell yourself, I'm going to be the best when I come out of here. This is how I aim to come out as the best. So you are all welcome. Everything that I would like to tell you is in your rule book. There's a student's handbook that is going to be given to you as soon as all of you, your WhatsApp, we get your WhatsApp, we add you to the students group. They are going to send you your student's handbook. In that student's handbook, when you get it, I want people to go through it. Go through the handbook. Make sure you understand all the rules that are there, because that is what is going to guide you as a student. I hope people understand what I'm saying. But for the purpose of this talk, I will just be brief. I'll take a few points from your handbook and explain to you. So, as you begin to do your exams in this college, I want to explain to you the different grades that you are going to aim for. So for your grades, you all know 70% and above. That's an A. 69, you have between 69 to 70. 60 to 69, that's a B. From 50 to 59, that's a C. Anything below 50, that's fail. Anything below 50 is fail. So don't try not to fail. Because if you fail more than 3 courses in a semester, you are going to be demoted. Yes, you'll be given 2 weeks to resit that course. But if you resit and you still get below 50, you must get 50 and above. You're going to be demoted. And if you are demoted and you still fail, you are going to leave. The deputy provost told you, you are going to leave. So please, work hard. It's very easy to pass, and it's very easy to fail. It's even easier to fail. It's very easy to pass. With all the resources that you'll be provided with, like the ICT Maestro told you, you can't fail. You have resources. You have library resources. You have good coaching classes. You have everything that you need. You cannot fail. Tell yourself, I will not fail. Very good. So she talked about cheating. When you start, don't cheat. In your exam hall, you're doing tests, don't cheat. If you cheat, you'll be expelled. You'll be expelled. Okay. Like I said, most of the things that you need to know, they are in your student's handbook. But I want to harp
on something that was not explained. Your appearance, your ID cards will be given to you in due time. When you put on your uniform, you put on your ID card, you put on your name tag with it. Then for your appearance, please, we like you people to look presentable. You see her, she's putting on braids. The braids are neatly packed. That is what we want to see. We don't want to see wild hairstyles for the females. Don't make wild hairstyles with red attachments, yellow attachments, green attachments. We don't want to see that, please. Maintain your looks should be neat. When they see you, our uniform is our identity. Please represent us well. Don't put on colored cardigans. You've been given the black cardigan and the gray one. We don't want to see you with assorted overcoats, colored cardigans in schools. The boys, please. We don't want bed gang here. Don't come and do bed gang. Please, groom yourselves properly. We don't want long hair nails, painted long nails. No, we don't want it. Also, we don't want you to wear long earrings. Please look for clip earrings. You know those clip ones. Necklaces, we don't want any of that. Please, I just want to admonish you people. Dress well when you come to school. Do not come to school late. Your classes start by 8. You are expected to be in the classrooms before 8. Before 8. You are expected to be in your classrooms. Don't be absent without permission. No noise making. Don't be rowdy. There are so many rules that you need to obey. They are all in your handbook. Like I said, please, when you get the handbook, do well to go through them. I didn't know. It's not an excuse. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. If you err in a way that you have to be punished, you will be punished, please. And the punishment you will not like.
What name fits you? And he said,